Intro roll. The following is a special presentation of MRU Division 1 Super League 2025. Nick, Brad, Nick at night with the chip, Bad Brad with the dip. For Nick, he was counting his chip all the way back in March. And for Brad, a finale he never forgot back in T3, where the cinema movie lights were the brightest. Whether it was the hardwood floor or the movie floor of the scripts, both had a great season. There's a reason why Nick and Brad are top dogs. For Nick, he comes in as the number 7 seed, the number 1 seed in Group A. And for Brad, number 2 in Group A, the number 10 overall seed. But that doesn't matter. Seeding doesn't matter when you get to Super League. All that matters is those coveted 3 points. Get to the 5, get the 3. Have a 4, get a tie. But the key, don't have 3 wins or less, as every game and every week magnifies in the BKK. Nick has multiple looks and styles. Brad, methodical to the core. You want to talk about patience? There's no patience in these city streets. It's urgency every minute, every second, just like the downtown streets of the City of Angels. And whether it's heaven or hell, someone is going to ring the bell. For tonight, only one thing matters. A W and a great start to Group A Week 1. It's Brad, it's Nick, it's Brad, it's Ohio versus Washington, and it starts now on MRU. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time to finally say the chip season is upon us. Super League 2025, where it's time to go all in, no matter the stakes. It's time to raise a glass to success, but realize that glass is half empty and half full at the same time. When you get 2 tournament winners of the present and the past in Week 1, fireworks abound under the city lights of the City of Angels. So what the cup? Welcome to Bangkok, Thailand. Welcome to Nick at Night versus Bad Brad. Hello, and welcome to the first week, the first game of Super League. It may still be summer, but the crisp air starts to turn to the shadows as 2 heavyweights will play each other tonight. We started off with Nick at Night. We know what he did back in March. A huge win to get to Super League. Took care of everybody, including Seth, Janet, Annie, Toasty, Yepez, and Ashley. Sure, maybe that second half of the season was more on coast and eco mode, but he found a way to get the job done and make his way at the top of the chain of Group A as the 7 overall seed. And then for Bad Brad, started off slow. Not easy to go out one and done in the first 2 tournaments, but Brad, lo and behold, he loves T3 for a reason. He got that ridiculous win against Tago in what was an everlasting duel. Then he backed it up against Yepez, Brock, Monkey, Gold. And although he lost the Matt Johnson in that finale, he did find ways to get things done in T5, especially with the wins over Sanford, DJ, and Sting in T4, sandwiched in between, coming off the bye-island to get to a 9-5 season. Brad's been one of the more consistent players in this league. Back-to-back jacks on the Super League. We saw him make it last year, and now he's back for some more in 2025. Let's go to that week's schedule, and the schedule goes as follows. You'll see every game on your big board screen from Group A's Week 1 to 5 and Group B Week 1 to 5. Tonight, it's Nick versus Brad, the 1 versus 2 in the group, the 7 versus 10, the old 7-10 split action in Group A here in the City of Angels tonight. Then we'll have Laragon in Group A rounding it out tomorrow, 21 hours time at 4 o'clock. A battle of Ireland versus Canada. Should be a good one. Then 24 hours from now, Toaster guy on the table against Monkey in a rematch. Toasty loses to Monkey the first time they played this season. Can he get revenge? We'll find out 24 hours from now. And then 18 hours from now, Gold versus Background starts our triple header Saturday in a rematch as well, where Gold took care of business against Background 6-4 in T4 in the Final Four. How fitting is that? Ironically, a 4th seed is on a bye. I'll be Caesar Week 1. We'll see what he can do somewhere around September 17th, 18th, around there. And same can be said for Acosta, who'll be the 2 seed on a bye. 9 seed overall, 14 seed overall for those keeping score at home in the overall Super League ranks. Looking forward to seeing what those guys can do. Now we'll go to Cody Lamas' big board, the old group standings table. Nick, Brad, Larry, Caesar gone. There's the 5 names in Group A. Nick, Brad, 1 versus 2 tonight, 7 versus 10. Lara gone tomorrow, and Caesar will be on deck in Week 2. Looking forward to seeing what those guys can do in Week 2 and such as well as they come off the bye. But right now, it's about Nick and Brad. Both guys have been around the block. Obviously, Brad, of course, an ex-Super Leaguer looking to get the job done tonight. And, of course, for Nick, a first-time Super Leaguer. However, a really, really good player. Let's not forget what he did all the way back in the chip season to start the year in March Madness. That's it for the little pregame right there off the table. Let's get down to the table. And joining me tonight is a special guest who's had experience playing, ironically, Brad in the last tournament, Mr. DJ Curtis. Welcome to the party, boy. Welcome to your first Super League. Maybe not as a player, as you had that last year, but first Super League as a commentator here / advisor. Appreciate you coming in the booth, my man. Obviously, it's a different type of format tonight. We played this format multiple times. A little bit different this year. We added 2 extra games, so it's a best of 8, no power play. 4v4 on the old TI. Brad's been here, done that before. Nick's been here, done that in March, which was a championship atmosphere. So they both have championship pedigree and experience. But what separates this exclusive tournament format compared to the regular season? And what are your expectations here tonight, as both guys have had great seasons to start?
Well, you really alluded to that, and also, first things first, thank you for having me over, obviously. But big thing, right, you noted, was no power play. So it's like just good old-fashioned Uno, basically. You don't gotta... It's one less thing, I would say, to worry about. But for some people, though, you have to play, maybe change the play style just a little bit different, though, because at times maybe you can have that run, but at the worst moment, though, it might hit you in the rear end, though. So we'll kind of see how these players will adjust, though. But I would say it's pretty much like old school Uno, though. So maybe a little bit less to think about, but at the same time, you might have to think about how you approach the game a little bit better.
Absolutely, DJ. I believe both guys are going to talk, so we will ask questions. But we'll start with the road team tonight, the 10 seed overall, number 2 in his Group A. Brad. Brad, obviously, you've been here, done that in Super League, but you didn't have to worry about this last year. It was a bye. You cruised right into that next round, looking clean. This time you got Nick off the bat, the guy with the biggest chip on his shoulder. Thoughts on what you got to do to get in Nick's head and understand this format right away? Sometimes after a long break of rust, it takes a little bit to shake off the old cobwebs. What have you been studying and learning in these past couple tournaments to a whole completely different format as we start Super League Week 1, the first game of it, too, in 2025? Go ahead, buddy.
I mean, I said before, I really don't know what to expect with the group stage. All I know is that all I can do is win, and that's what I want to do.
Yep, short, sweet, to the point. We all know, before we get into the next question, that's right. So the win, you must get 5 game wins. 4 equals a tie. You get 3 game wins. That's going to be points on the other side. So that's the magic number tonight, DJ. We're looking for 5 game wins. Last year it was all about the 4-2. This year we're looking for the 5-3. Secure the point. We also will play all 8 games. Of course, how it works as you see I'll put the point standings table up. Games played on one category, the wins. The D is the draw. L is the loss. The GD is the goal differential or game differential, whatever you like to call it on that one. points, and then the bye week we'll just put, when we get the actual rounds going, we'll put Caesar will be chalked off as week 1. We'll put a week 1 or something like a 1. Lamas, I think, will do a good job with that when we get to the first game being played. But Gon will get a 5 and so forth. All right, that's it. Go ahead.
Figure I'd ask Nick a question. Sorry, I figured I'd go for it. You know,
go for
why
it.
not?
For sure.
Bring up the good vibes, though. So, I mean, how does it feel to be in Super League, Nick? I suppose that's a rhetorical question to ask you, but, whole different ball game, though. No power play. How you feeling here tonight?
I'm feeling good. I'm grateful for the opportunity to go out here and perform on the biggest stage possible against the best players of the year. I'm just locked in, ready to get this show on the road, going for the win. We'll see what happens. Hope for a fair fight.
Heck yeah, best of luck.
Yeah, well, I guess, that's fine. I'll ask Brad the questions. You can ask Nick the questions. That sounds good. DJ, not a problem, my friend. All right, well, we've done enough pregame. Nice 12 minutes right there. Looking forward to seeing what's going to happen tonight. Remember, best of 8. How it worked is we did a coin toss, so we're just going to get people up to speed. Coin toss was given. Nick chose, I believe it was tails, and he lost the toss. So Brad, I believe, won the toss. He'll get the defer option, as we all know in football. Wants that second half possession. So he'll get the second half possession. Nick will win the opening. In a sense, will receive, ironically, at home. So there we go. Just like a normal game. Who's the better seed? We'll go from there. All right, Nick, first time I'm ever asking you these words, buddy, in Super League. Let's make it special. How many cards for your first ever Super League game, my friend? What do we got? Off the bat, DJ, pop the bottom. Send them right here. Here we go. Nickster.
That's one way to start it.
Let's get this party started right. Now I'm reffing. Now I'm on scoreboard. KT and DJ in the booth. And we started off with the special cards. There's the blue +2, Clay. Reminder, these are the special cards. You're going to see a unique deck right here, as we always do with Super League.
It's a different font and everything.
Yep, that's the Oriental font. Want to shout out Zach 103. Get through the PR stuff. Yeah, we got the fancy cards. Everyone will get a... you actually see, just like DJ knows this with the playoff guys in the racing sport, it'll be gold level cards, and they'll be documented with Super League 2025 player. We'll see if we get that right here. If we play Nick or Brad's cards, they're both blue. But there we go. We'll start it off with Peter.
I'm really interested, though, because you get a +2 off the bat, though, right? As the starting card, though. That's already getting rid of one action card in this whole deck, though, KT. This has already brought an interesting start here. And obviously, with it being 15 cards, I expect just a simplistic numbers game. Maybe a color swap early on, though. But, well, time will tell here early on in this game 1.
Well, double M, the ditto went right off the bat. So there's Nick and Brad playing it coolly. Here comes Bad Brad. He goes for the switch. There you go.
There it is.
There you go, DJ. There's one of the special cards.
It.
Yep, the regular season champ Vapor. We know we won the reg season. We'll see him in October. There's a special card. And you'll see 15 other special cards and a couple other special cards, too, we'll talk about if I get to. I'll try to point as many as I can. As we go back, there's a special one. There's my card with the classic looking right there at you with the blue wild. And Brad's juiced early,
wow.
DJ. Here we go.
I was wondering when Nick drew that, had that wild, right? Was he out of green, or is it potentially a bait and switch maybe? But it looks like Brad had to draw off the bat with the blue, essentially, and Nick's just going to roll along with it after switching that color. Very aggressive early on, though, KT.
Well, that's super.
Sticking it to 2.
And there's Nick's card. There's his own card. Well, self-ditto of his own. You got to be aggressive in Super League, especially Game 1. It's the first game of Super League. Aggression's going to naturally be the key. You don't want to play it too conservative. You want to go out there attacking. Nick with the chip on his shoulder, he did say, thought he should have got a buy, and he's proven right now, aggression is the way to go. No attack, no chance style. Now, here comes Brad. Does he get the switch off the Classic 9? Let's see. 309 cards out there. Let's see if he will do it. Yep, into Brian.
Switch back over to green.
Now the question becomes, does Nick have the green or a little number efficiency?
Or a blue 9.
Yeah, or a
crossover. Blue 9, switch it back to isolate Brad, potentially.
You have a double Nick in the back pocket. We'll see. Does he roll
Let's
with
see.
it?
Yellow 9. All right, opening the floodgates just slightly here. See if Brad will roll along and bite.
There's Acosta making Super League.
Not expecting him to. Yep. Yellow 4.
Into Rogers. Here comes Nick. Seemed to have liked that blue, and he's going light switch crazy into red now. Here we go.
Pandora's box wide open right now, KT, though. Nick has a pretty decent card gap. 8 cards to that of 13, though. Obviously, it should go down if Brad has the color or maybe an action card to complement that. He will roll with a red 8 here.
Yeah,
So let's see, saving up those action cards to the very end, though. Remember, no power play. So, like I said, good old-fashioned Uno. Old school in this case.
Old school Uno, and right now both guys playing classic modern-day light switching and playing it cool in the red. We go up to Allen after the double up from Tapir to background. Nick and Brad trading haymakers early. Nick got the possession arrow, big time, 5 in his favor. A lot of numbers early so far, DJ. Really calm and cool collected by both guys.
And the only thing also to make note, without that power play, the only thing that will stink is if it gets to, let's say you have a good card run in the end, you cannot do anything about it. The only thing you could really do is if someone screws up the Uno, that classic Uno call out. We've seen it not very often, just because most guys know how the bot operates now, but you never know. Instances like that can happen within a split second.
That is true. And we know tonight with no power play, we don't have to. And there, well, I was just about to say,
Trip play here.
We don't have to worry about triple, quadruple plays in a timely manner. You can just take your time on those and do that well, for sure. Single plays are an option. We'll see that definitely tomorrow with Toaster Guy. He's one of the merchants. Well, here comes Brad with the ISO back to the green Seth Wild. Let's see if Nick came prepared.
I like that. See if unless Nick's got something to follow through with that. But I like that. You got to change the color, though, because you never know what Nick's got at the end. It's that dangerous territory where you can have some good cards on deck, and maybe you can wrap up that game 1 here. Let's see what Nick's got to offer. He's taking his time here, thinking a little bit on what to do. Could be thinking of maybe a final run. If maybe he has a wild plus where he does not, he has to draw. Good play from Brad here.
Brad with a smart play over to that green wild ISO. Let's see if he can land on the right numbers or has a double to chop the gap. Nick's still up a lot. 7 possessions, looking to be 6 or 5 if Brad can play. Here comes Brad.
I feel if you're Brad, you got to play a little bit defensive here. It's that but knowing that Nick's in the green, though, you can breathe a little bit.
KT Classic.
Classic.
Wow. Not going to even take a chance.
Maybe a draw. We can get a draw city here, honestly.
He could, or does
Unless
he have
Nick gets a
green?
top deck. Unless it's a top deck from Nick eventually.
Is he
Let's
trying
see.
to steal possession? Yeah, he stole possession. I had a feeling this is one of those, you don't want to play the wrong number and then go into a switch. At least give him an extra card, see where it goes. That's a great play from Brad. The question is, does he have another one, or does he want to go back? Let's find out.
I feel like I would have probably done like a draw city, as silly as it sounds, though. But because you never know, he could have had a 3 to complement that. But no, like you said, not the worst play, and he's got the other green 3. That's crazy.
Topper right there.
Go up 1 with a green 4.
Yeah, little topper.
So
Brad, good job with the 3s. Nick, topper. How much more does green Brad? Is he hiding something in the back pocket? Let's find out. Here he comes. 5 to 10 on the scoreboard. +2, he's got a lot.
+2. Lot of money. Lot of green.
A lot of house money for Brad right now as he is chopped
Close
the gap
that gap.
down. Yep, down to 1 now.
Just
basically.
a card behind.
Nick will switch to red. Puts him in the driver's seat on a new color. Let's see if Brad can respond. He does.
Numbers game there.
Yep, into the max 0. Now the question is, DJ, was this Nick's finishing color on the red? He can run it clean here. Let's see if that was.
I think it might have been, but time will tell, though. Those +2s, what is Nick going to get? What did he get? Because you could just have completely different colors. Brad has to draw here at the red 6. Ooh. Bit of a crossroads here. Brad's only got 3 cards behind. If Nick gets it, he has to draw there. So both stalled out at a red 6. Waiting for a top deck, potentially. But I think you could go into a draw city. But knowing how that goes, that might age like milk once I say that usually. But yeah, it looks like they're both drawing right now.
Top deck magic, we're waiting for both. So far, it's been a clean game in terms of ammo. Very little.
Might be loading it up right now. I think they're going to load it up right now, KT. That's what it looks like. It's just a matter of who will strike first.
Who will strike first so far?
Who will pull the trigger?
So far, we've only seen that +2 from either side and the 1 wild. No plusers on +4 variety, no skips, just the one reverse from Nick. Pretty low ammo game as we go into a top deck to Ghost. Let's see if Brad can respond or goes for a 1 switch. Let's find out. Takes his time.
I haven't really seen any reverses or skips, if I'm not mistaken, right? And we haven't had a wild +4 in the making, in the works. So they're definitely, both of them are definitely holding on to it to the very end. Makes sense, though, right? When you're playing like no power play, right? You gotta save those action cards. So color swap over to yellow. So let's see.
It's a different mindset for sure. No power play. You don't want to go crazy with the ammo. You know there's no defensive move coming from behind. There's no offensive power play tonight. It's a lot more of an adjustment period, as you can see in the Brock as we go up 1-2, buckle my ship to bow. All right, taking his time. Let's see what he will do on this move here. Into the yellow now. From the red, he made the initial switch over to yellow. Does he have Nick in the corner or a +2 or something to play? He'll go for that reverse second one of the game.
We'll play.
Yep. Yoshi in the drip. Now Nick with the chance to respond. He'll go up to Camaro. Gap's inching closer here, DJ. Your thoughts so far on how both guys have weathered the storm of number, efficiency, and colors? That's all we're seeing so far for the most part.
I feel I'd say so far it's been pretty even. I think both kind of play very similarly. At least in this game, they both played very similar. They just kind of see what there is to it and just go with the flow, I guess is the right word for it. Both are pretty locked in right now in this game one. Pretty intense. Not as fast-paced, just going whatever they got. They got to think a little bit here, and I think both have done a really good job with the color switches and such, especially Brad. Brad's really stuck out to me in terms of his color switches, trying to do a lot of color isolation. It's worked out. And Nick sometimes just finds those answers after the draw cities, especially, as well.
Well, that Trip Say combo, we go from Chamic to Retro to Camaro. Is that a fatal switch? Nick with the save for the window in the back pocket.
Let's see.
Oh, that is.
Wow.
That's a fatal switch to the back pocket winner off a reverse. What a save. That's just
sometimes you live and die by the color switch. It's that risk, right, KT? Sometimes you guess right, sometimes you guess wrong, and I don't really think there's much really to say that because, I think we kind of spoke for it itself, though. That color switch just didn't work out, right? But it worked out for Nick's favor here. What a great game. What a great game one that was, KT. I will say that.
It was. I'm going to ask a question to both. You want to ask a question, Nick, or do you want me to take care of that?
I think I'll let you take care of that.
Yeah,
you might have more words than I will, so.
Yeah, I'll take care of the question. I'll start with Nick. I'll start with Brett. Brett, was I... Oh, you're muted. Regardless. I was hypothesizing then. We'll see. When you did that Draw City, right, that initial KT Classic, was that a case of, I don't want to throw a number down, right? Let's let him pick up one extra card, roll the dice, maybe he won't get anything special on that, and then roll through your chain of green, your green chain of command, because of the pocket threes, and hope he would get cards. Was it just not enough red? And your thoughts on that green wild hypothesis to basically play the little punt action, right? Take a punt, see what you get on the other end, and go from there. Talk me through it right there, Brett. Go ahead, buddy. Brett?
I think he's going to type it. Looks like he's going to type it.
Gotcha. No problem, Brett. Nick, talk to me through the same process, man. That early, obviously you didn't, it's classic, but that early KT Blue Wild, was that a good icer to really just test Brad the water? And what were some of the top decks you got, or was it just a good save from the beginning on the +4 off the initial get-go and then just biding your time? Talk me through how you managed to game through low ammo to that fatal color switch where you capitalized on that yellow. Go ahead.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to test them. It was a good combo of saving and getting some stuff off the draw. Very happy with how that first game went. Looking to continue that momentum into the next.
And Brad says he was just trying to get something. He had nothing all game. Interesting. Yeah, so, it makes sense, dude. Sometimes you got to play those interesting strats. Just go for a little more aggression on that green +2 into that wild, let's call it pseudo classic, and hope that Nick would get nothing off that topper, and he won't reveal, but that's something what you got to do. You got to generate momentum. We know with this bot, momentum is both killer and a blessing. It's a killer when you lose a game where it's hard fought. You feel like you had everything control and it shifts back in the opponent's favor. But when you have nothing going on and you can get some momentum like Brad did there and tried to, at least you know in the back pocket that's a move that makes the opponent think, hey, I got to be prepared for that KT Classic into a draw, and then you come back with the green into a flush play. Talk me through the momentum swings of this bond, what you saw right there in terms of momentum. Because right now, sure, Nick won, but the momentum's still pretty even for both parts.
Yeah, like mentioned earlier, right? All sometimes it just takes is when you're getting aggressive with the colors. If they just have that answer, they just have that answer. A lot of times when you do those code switches, right? Most of the time you either do a fade or you simply just want to isolate. I think a lot of people usually go for the latter than the former, typically speaking. But it's all mind games here, right, KT? So you just gotta play the cards right, as much of a pun that is. But I thought it was pretty even. Overall, and Brad, despite losing this game, still a lot of games to go. And Brad can be a late waker, though. When I played him, right, I started off pretty good, and then next thing I know, he swept me at the rest of the rounds. Though you can't ever sleep on opponents in these kind of matches.
No, it's Super League now. These are the best for a reason.
Oh yeah,
keep in mind,
elite of the elite.
Absolutely, elite of the elite. There's only 16 out here for a reason. Now, I will say though, it is still regular CSR. No matter what, nothing changes with that. It'll always be CSR for the rest of the year in any format, really. So Nick will have to he'll have to try to manage this without 15 because full sends off the board for him. However, Brad will still have his 15 if he wants it in a late game situation. All right, Nick, no 15 free board otherwise. What are we thinking, my man? Yeah, I'm not shocked there, DJ. Going down one. It's working.
High card count still.
Yes. Happy birthday, Jesse Turner. Happy birthday to him. And he started it off with the old blue 5. We'll see what happens here. Staying on this upper tier, it gives both leverage to both players, in my opinion. They just got off a 15 full send. They know what the bot might give on distributing a higher tier package compared to a lower tier pack. Let's see how they roll, as Nick will be the first one to draw blood here again.
And starting on blue. Nice old color to start on, right?
Well, there you are, buddy. Making the
Hey, there I am. Cameo appearance.
There you are, buddy, into the red 5 now. The question will become, as we go to Brad here, does he want to go trips 5 off the bat, or does he want to roll into the red? Let's see.
Feel like if you're Brad, you want to roll in the red.
Yep, and Alan will take it nice and easy here for Brad. You can tell both players have been calm, composed. You can do a little bit more calm composure. Still feeling it out with the fielder game. Nice 10-minute game as we go down to the Sanford. Now Brad, we're going to roll back on the red, or does he want to go for an aggressive switch? He will keep it rolling on the red, as both guys have done so far.
Gotta be careful, though. You don't want to drain the red too quickly, though, unless you're very confident. They'll choose a number that might match up in the making here, maybe get some decent combos in, but they're just rolling in the red right now, though. Really, really liking that color at the moment.
Yeah, rolling in the red C, and now we'll see what will happen here as Nick goes for an Allen. We go to Monaco now. Question becomes, who's going to make that first color switch, or who's going to draw out a potential +2 to change the momentum? Both guys playing cool. We've seen different packages already with the Wilds. Who will draw a queen here? No one, nothing there. No one going for anything aggressive. Still in the 2s. Into Zach.
Just a matter of when they're going to change that color. I don't know when they're going to do it, but it's going to happen eventually.
It's a little ditto there for Brad. Interesting with the Monaco 7. So definitely a little bit more aggressive, I would say, on the dittos from Brad as they continue to roll it. There's that 1. That's the only number that doesn't have a special font, because the 1 on the special font looked like a 7. So keep that in mind.
Here we go. There's a color change right here. Over to green. Let's see.
Yeah, from Ghost to Aria.
What does Nick have?
Let's see what Nick will have. Into Ghost and Aria. Can Nick find a little bit more in the tank now? Because the game 1, remember, he had a delta. He had 4 or 5 cards. Now there's no delta. It's just been straight numbers. Both guys have been nip and tuck. And there's a double, so he pulls out a little bit of a gap right there. 2 possessions. Can Brad answer a tie or keep it within 1? Let's find out.
Yeah, a couple jabs from Nick. How will Brad respond is the real question. having to think a little bit, having to ponder. Just a sitch. Will he maybe do a little jab back with the double play himself? Or will he just keep rolling along?
Well, Brad taking his time, thinking this one through, evaluating smartly. Reminder, still 6.5 more games to go with this. It's a long night ahead. We added 2 more games for a reason, to get these guys a chance to feel out this group stage, because it is different. And there's Brad, just like game 1, DJ, a double play, the Caesar jab into a Yepes.
This little sparring match between the two here. Brad instead gives the +2 this time to Nick. Will Nick say in retribution?
Nick looking to find some more on that +2 fresh given. Let's see how he responds. He goes to the red wild, and this is our test right
okay.
here.
Well, they've only stuck with 2 colors essentially, right? So basically the reds and the greens. Brad does have an answer with a red 1, though. What does Nick do? Does he stay with red? Or does Brad have more red than he maybe thinks? Or maybe we think he does.
Let's find out. So far, I have to say, as we go one up this time, Nick tried that test with the red. There it is, Brad's juice.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, so now Nick has the advantage knowing that Brad's juiced on the reds, and that gap is gone. Nick will take it right here if he can play.
Yeah, keeping it 2 colors is probably might be the way to go for now. Just to stall Brad's run just a tad here. Be careful in the numbers, though, obviously. That'll be the big thing. Because you never know, Brad will probably have a color to most likely complement that to do a color change himself. But I feel if you're Nick, you could just keep it at red, let it stall out, and just maybe do a potential draw city here.
There you go. You speak, and it occurs, right? There's the draw city. And that's population deal. So both guys will play Bob the Builder, stack the deck, use a little construction work around here in the parts of downtown Bangkok, and see who will get the best hand to finish the bridge. Here we go. Nick and Brad in Draw City. Let's see what they get for sure.
Yep, loading up the ammunition, basically speaking, though, whether you get numbers or action cards, that'll be whatever the bot wants to give you, whatever it feels like giving you.
Top decks will be
drawing for just a little bit here. Brad's typing a little bit here, KT, though. Could it be maybe a double play, maybe a trips play here? He did type a little bit, though. Maybe had to change his mind, but let's see here what he's got in store for us.
Switch.
He just does a switch. I think he maybe wanted to maybe stay in red, but I think he's just going to keep with those 2 colors right now. Red and green. Christmas colors, essentially.
Yeah, he wanted the green earlier as we go into Ghana event. He wanted the green early. You could tell. His last card was that green 7. So I think he wanted the green and then maybe try to fade off the yellow for the finish. He'll go back to blue.
Now we're to blue.
Double fade. I think yellow could still be the X factor, but Brad makes the break to M. Let's see what it's going to be from Nick now, who'll have to adjust to the blue. Does he have a regular wild, too? Never know. We could see a red wild go back
That's
for
true.
ISO. We'll see. He's been good with the ISOs so far. It's been working for Nick tonight. Brad's been more aggressive.
I haven't seen any reverses yet. I haven't seen much reverses in these matchups yet.
Still waiting.
+2, double play.
Yep, turn around fair play after Brad did the Yepes Caesar combo. This is the old Clay M combo. We're juiced on the M, so now Brad will have to fire back in response. Let's see. Does he have a reverse skip combo we were talking about? Let's find out.
Yeah, I've just been seeing a lot of 1-2 punches, though, in this game so far, KT. Simply with either +2 or maybe a skip and then followed by a number card here. So we haven't really seen like a quad run or so just yet. I think we did in game 1, though. Correct me if I'm wrong, KT, but
We did, yeah.
I mean, that's expected, though, for the very end. That's typical. That's pretty typical, though. But pretty much at a stalemate, though. When they do their action card, it's just simply, like I said, a 1-2 punch. Whether you do the left or right jab or vice versa, right? Both are, getting on the receiving end, essentially.
Yeah, Nick right now, as he goes to, I was going to say yellow.
There's yellow. Here we go.
That's what I was saying. Someone had to make the break to yellow for a potential, maybe not finish, but a run as Lara joins us. This could be those cases here. Here comes Brad. Let's see what he's got in the back end from the yellow. He'll go to the skip. Remember,
he can take his time here. So again, no power defensive power play like you noted earlier, right? So you can do it one at a time if you really wanted to. And he does a double play here. Yellow skip, yellow 8.
Nick with the PA.
So,
Yep, and it'll be tie game with Nick with the
pretty
possession
good.
arrow. Let's see if he can refine a little bit more on this yellow after the initial get-go. Here he comes.
both sitting near, getting closer and closer to that red zone territory, right? Unless you have a god tier deck, right? And you get a lot of +4s, a lot of action cards, potentially. But you never know.
You never know in this game, and now Brad playing this one cool, looking to find a little more momentum. Let's see what he can do. He has the yellow in the back pocket. Did he make the effective break in the monkey right here from Nick? Brad taking up, loading up. He'll go to the KT blue, and now the question becomes, DJ, did Nick save anything?
Does Nick even have any blue? Does he have blue to follow through?
Good rhyme there. Let's see if he can dime it right here. He does.
He does have an answer. Not an action card, though. But he does have a number card in his arsenal.
Now the question is, Brad...
What does Brad have? Does he have at least some action card? Would you go for an action card here, KT? No, he rolls with the numbers here. Does he have anything? Because remember, first game he said he didn't really have much to really answer, despite putting up in a really good fight, though. Could it be a reoccurring theme in game 2? Let's see what Nick's got. Nothing on blue here. Draw at the blue 4. That's pretty big. That's huge.
Yeah, now, Brad, you got to think.
Momentum shift.
Let's see what it's going to be. Brad, let's see what he can do right here, because the way I see it, 2 options. Brad can find a little bit more on the back end with that quad play from game 1. We saw this. And wow, he's going to go for the reverse.
Wow.
Yep, he's going to go for the reverse fake red, hoping Nick doesn't have anything. He's trying to set up a run to the finish. Let's see.
You just got to hope it didn't bite just like it did in game 1. Nick has a number to follow with it.
Into the red A now. Here comes Bad Brad. Let's see what he's got. +2. Here's the action. Is this the finish or turnaround fair play, just like Nick in game 1? Does he cap it off with a trip +2?
I think this could be it.
He does.
This could be it. There it is. Wow.
Nails it.
Saved it up at the very end. As expected, with how everybody plays, you have to save those at the end, and it worked just fine. How about that for a run at the end?
Turnaround is fair play. Brad gets one back, and that's huge for Nick and Brad now, because both guys have got runs to the finish to the end. Brad, you got to talk to me about the formulation of that run. I saw 2 things right there. One, that red draw city, right? We saw the switch Nick made on that red Ashley Wild. Then you did the draw city. What'd you get off that draw city? And then talk to me through at the beginning portion of that game, which I thought was a little bit of an X factor. You being content to roll into the red and do that initial +2 hit, because that initial +2 hit and the green +2/7, we saw the first game with the same. We saw with the same +2 combo where you lost. Talk to me about the instincts to go back to that same move, because definitely you struck twice, and this time you at least struck lightning here. Talk me through it.
So on the draw city, I got the red +2, but I had no other red cards, because that's why we drew. So I just had to let it sit there while we drew, and then I switched to green and I let the red +2 sit there. But then on his +2, I think that's when I got the other red card. And then I realized, if I play that wild, and he draws on the blue 4 and I switch, I have a path to win. I just had to take it, because it all lined up. I think that was just the best play, and it worked.
Interesting. So turnaround's fair play. Now, Brad, how do you adjust to this? Let's call it lower ammo. DJ and I were talking about this. Not a lot of reverse skip mad tonight. A lot more sporadic on the +4s. The wild's got to be calculated. The bot's been pretty clean and fair so far. How do you adjust to this lower ammo game as a player, too, as we go into this 3rd game here, which is pivotal, especially on both home sets?
I think when there's less ammo, what really matters is keeping it on the right color. You cannot let the color get away from you here. Thing is, I don't know if this trend of low ammo is going to continue. Maybe next game we get a crazy amount and it cancels out, so who knows? But for now, you just have to keep it on the right color.
You heard that right there, DJ. Keep it on the right color. Go, Nick. Nick, you did a great job with the wild test. You seem to have got Brad off the get-go right there with that red wild where it ISO'd out. Was that your only move, really, and you were just cutting a corner right there? Or did you need almost to say maybe some more reds off the initial red switch to try to get him later in the game? Or did you think, hey, turnaround's fair play, I had that quad play to finish, he's got a trip bagger, call it fair as is, and we move forward? What do we got?
You try to win those, but against that hand, with my hand, probably not very likely. Would just move on to the next game.
Yeah, and that's the thing, DJ. Both guys now have experienced the solid hand, a little strategy, not much reverse skip meta. With that being said, as Brad said, sometimes you got to make the strike. Sometimes you got to find a little bit more in the tank. And Brad found that red +2, not going to shy away from that green +2 early and get a return in the back end. That's what you got to do. If it doesn't work the first time, sometimes you do need to try a second time and make sure that theory is proven true or false. And for Brad, it was true that time. It could be false the next time. That's the beauty of the game.
Yeah, basically the right word for it, right? The right phrase would be trial and error, right? So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And, well, it worked this time, so we'll see. And like Brad noted, right, the bot has been, and you've noted as well, right, the bot has been pretty generous with the ammunition, though. It's a matter of time of when it'll give one guy a really good hand, and then the other guy maybe a not so good hand, right? Both games sitting just over 10 minutes. First game 10 minutes, 19 seconds. Second one 10 minutes, 30 seconds. So, pretty comfy in the minutes category, right? So, but yeah, having surprisingly not many reverses in this, but hey, time will tell. Could heat up in a heartbeat.
Anything can happen sooner. As you said, the temperatures only can turn up. And for Nick, it'll be his third home game. 3 out of 4 coming up right here at home. Nick, you know the drill. No full send, everything free. What do we got? Yeah, we're just going one down. There it is, DJ.
Keep it going down one.
Yep.
Feeling lucky, is he? Lucky number 13, potentially, or maybe unlucky 13, depending on the outcome of this one.
Crikey, man, to start us off. Good old toaster guy from New Zealand. Well, we've been talking about turning the temperature up, but we're turning it just slightly down every time when the card starts. Interesting to note. Now, let's see what Nick will do. We saw that +2 earlier in game 1 where he could have went aggressive. Let's see if he goes aggressive on the one card that has been kind of eluding us tonight. Same with the skip. Reverse skip meta has been slow. And this time, not going to push that gas play clean with the background 8. Now, let's see.
Just keeping it cool right now, though. I mean, what else to say when you got only a numbers game going on early on? That's typically, I would expect how it goes, because why would you want to use your ammunition this early?
A switch again from Brad. He's been very, very competent on those switches today. Seems to have liked the switches. Maybe a identification of not much on the hand, or wants to get something towards the end. Save it up. We'll go to the green. We go into the Brian combo now from Chomik. From Nick, playing it cool, and now both guys vibing in the green. Here we go.
Yep, swimming in the money right now. Went from 8 to a 9.
Swimming in the money. Let's see. We'll go into yellow. So Brad aggressive. This is Christian Tago style right here. A lot of aggressive light switching. That is intriguing to say the least.
I feel like if you do it so early, though, it really could bite you at the end, though, because sometimes you just don't have the numbers to really follow along, right, in your deck, and it's sometimes going to just hit you at the worst time, especially near the end of a run.
Man, this is going to be really interesting as we go into the Brock Ditto play. We'll see. I'm not sure what to say about this, DJ. A lot of switching for Brad. Like I said, we could see a potential lack of ammo hand, or is he trying to just weed through the numbers and go for a big kill? There's Nick testing the green now.
I'm thinking it's probably what you said, right? Weed of numbers, right? Trying to get rid of them as fast as you can. And, Brad's got some green on him right now, so just trying to see what complements those numbers, that synergy, right? That'll help with your run.
Brad's got the $2 bill. Nick had the dollar bill. Let's see what happens. There's no $4 bill. We'll get two double dollar bills into the caps style into a double up. Now let's see what Brad will do. Into the green. Does he go for another switch? He does. And it's up here. Yep, had a feeling. Hey, he's definitely trying to weed through it here or get back to a test. They're both trying to test each other. Brad,
I'm
he
trying
had
to
a
find
test.
who's going to isolate, right? Who gets stalled out.
And that's what we talk about. Sometimes to win the games, you got to have an isolation tactic within the first 4 or 5 turns sometimes. And with both guys within 5 turns now, Nick with the possession arrow, 8-8, looking for 7. That's a good play from Brad to try to throw an ice over here. But does Nick respond with the switch? Or does he still have more red to go with? And he'll draw.
No
There
red.
we go.
Potentially no red here. Unless he gets it off top deck.
Brad now in
It's
control.
big. Big for Brad.
In control right now is bad Brad. How much more red does he have in the fight? Let's find out. Loading up. Double play. There's a reverse.
There's a reverse.
See what he'll do here, Nick, because top deck could matter, but a switch. He's not going to
Nothing.
switch. Okay.
Don't think he had anything. If he had a color, he would have swapped it by now.
And Brad,
Probably gotta wait for the right number too. If I'm Nick, I'd probably try and switch the color.
he will. There it is. Into the green. That's where Brad was juiced earlier. But Brad, I got to say right now, DJ, he's got a lot more control. And I think Nick's going to have to try something to change momentum. I like the switch, but I think Brad weighing these numbers, if that theory was correct, he did a good job because he's flipped the whole board of 4 or 5 possessions now.
And light bulb for Brad here, right? Because you know that Nick's had to draw it red a lot, though. So if you have something to maybe... Oh, he actually swaps it over to blue. That's interesting.
That is not a juice type of test right there. That's not no tester. We had
Surprised. Unless he probably has a lot of blue then.
Yeah, that is not an icer right there. We hadn't seen blue being played. And Nick will fire right away.
Didn't work out.
Yep.
Nick just has the double play with the +2 and a 0 to follow with that. So interesting call, right, KT? I thought he maybe could have went back to red just to maybe force Nick to do some more draws. Brad's just gonna have a blue 9 after that blue 0.
Yep, and then Nick. So Brad.
There had to have been a reason for that, but I think he's just trying to maybe get to the colors at the very end here. Maybe, perhaps, KT. That could be it.
Could be another efficient play setting up. We'll see. Because
Mm-hmm.
right now, I don't see any action cards on this blue. So it's either Nick did a good job with the +2, or Brad just looking for some number of fish. Here
Swap
comes
over
Nick.
to green here. Double reverse.
Ellison into gold. He looks for the triple play. Can he find an answer, or does a turnaround flare play from way downtown for a 6-pack?
Oh, my goodness.
Humongous
Holy cow.
6-pack.
I don't think Brad could have done anything. I mean, I think maybe, because you look at this, right, KT? There was no red. There was no red in that. Did you notice? I just noticed that. There was no red in that. I think maybe the only thing different could have been that swap, that wild choose to red, but I think Brad was trying to get some blue, try to get that blue running to the end, but don't know what he had left in his deck, basically.
Well, let's ask him.
For
Brad,
those draws.
Let's ask him. Brad, obviously, we saw at the beginning a lot of aggressive light switching. You seem to have played composed, but was that composure almost a deficit of ammo? Because it appears when you threw that wild card, you didn't have any action cards. Were you waiting for an action card? Or are you just trying to get that blue wild to flush some of his ammo out and just couldn't expect a monster 6-pack to the end? Talk me through it.
Well, I really didn't know he had that much ammo, and now that I do, what was I supposed to do? But I would have been able to have a run if he didn't have anything. Because I had 2 skips, I could have gone to yellow. If he doesn't have anything, I actually would have won, but how was I supposed to know he had all that?
That's the beauty of the game sometimes. You just don't know.
Hindsight. All hindsight, though. Not much you can do, really, for situations like that. Because I don't think I would have never thought he would have had a 6-pack
You know I got
run
that thing on me. You know I got that thing on me.
Hey, it built different, right?
For real.
Where'd you get that 6-pack? Was that a little bit of the draw cities earlier, or was that a case of just stacking at the hands and you're almost baiting Brad into weeding through the numbers and colors? Because you were pretty patient on the numbers and colors. You let him weed through the 3-4 colors at the start. Talk me through it, Nick.
I think the only ammo I got off that draw was the blue +2, which was really the card of the game that game, because otherwise I wouldn't really be able to have that buffer to where I'd be able to get the chain off. So that really came in clutch there. The rest was just off the start, and I knew I only had the one red in my hand. Brad sort of did me a favor by switching off of that at the start, and then he got back into it, and I was really worried I was going to lose with a bunch of +2s, reverses, and skips in my hand, but it worked out in the end, and I'm grateful for that.
That's it, DJ. Sometimes you really have to weed through the ammo, too. So you got a lot. You got to know when to time it, and with no power play, too, it becomes a little easier, especially when you have a little bit extra ammo on the side, to know that the runs, they're not as powerful unless it's at the end. I think both guys have now started to realize. You saw Nick's big chain right there, and Brad understands that chain. It takes time to weed through it, and when you do weed through it, you got to be careful, too, because there's always some in the back. And you heard Brad right there. Nick doesn't have anything, double skip combo, and we're talking about Nick down 2-1. It's just the micro margins on when the pendulum swings, for sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's just the slightest little things like that. And again, it's all hindsight right at the end of the day. I mean, you can't predict that. Some people could, for all you know, someone could have an 8-card run to the end, right? But it makes you wonder, though, right? With runs like those, with huge runs like that, do you have to play more defensively now? You know? Yeah, it's maybe not likely for it to happen, but you never know. Like I said, we've had some big card runs like those before to the finish. But sometimes you just have to think of little things like that.
So far, it's been really good game for both players. Both guys have had some long card chain runs, understand number efficiency, understand the control of pace, understand the control of action and flow. We'll see what Nick will do in his final home game before it shifts over to Brad. But we talk about it all the time, DJ, in this format. 3-1, well, I guess it's new a little bit this year. It would have been 2-1. But 3-1 is definitely better than 2-2 if you're Nick. Because if it goes 2-2, it could be a shootout style coming those last 4 games. Big pivotal game for Nick. No odd numbered full senders. The full send OG and the regular's gone, the 15. What are we thinking? Are we going back to 12?
Well, down 1. Yeah.
Got a feeling.
Had a feeling.
Let's go to the dozen donuts as we go into the background A. And now the temperature is dropping on the card starts, but it's now rising in the atmosphere here because right now, DJ, both guys know this is pivotal. You'd rather, if you're Brad, get to 2-2. That's big because your home games are coming up 4 in a row. For Nick, 3-1. That's going to put Brad, he's going to have to go out there and win 4 in a row at his homestand. It's definitely a big micro margin this one game for sure as we go to the Stack Zero.
Go
ahead.
Just, you know, that third game, only 5 minutes long, essentially. A little under 5.5 minutes long in contrast to the 10-minute games we've been having. So, you know, pace went up a bit higher. More ammunition, right? More color changes to answer. So both guys are able to put the jabs back and forth. Good old sparring match right now, KT. You know, these two, again, very even, I'd say, in my honest opinion. So they've done a good job.
Well, we put the game to the building as the number 1 and 2 seeds in this group, really 7-10. And these were the top players coming in. We talked about this. We had a little pre-segment with a little Super League Live. We usually do live. So me and Art talked about these two guys were the build to be the game of the week. So we'll see if this is continuing to be true as we go into the Epez. And now there's Brad. He seems to like that blue. Once again, goes in the lane.
Well, they felt holly jolly for a moment and now wanting to get themselves hydrated here over to the color of blue here. Brad switches over to a blue 7 here. Quick numbers game, but some number swapping here, or color swapping in this case. Brad was really aggressive with that in game 2. Or really, yeah, you would say game 2, game 3, right, too, as well. And it helped for a moment, and then until it didn't. So now they're kind of taking it a little bit easier. It wasn't as crazy as it was in the previous game, but again, quick numbers game, though. Just got to dispose them off the bat here. Where are they sitting at now? Both sitting at 8 cards at the moment.
Yeah, now Brad into that Gangsta 1. Nick and Andy. I think once again, I'm just noticing a lot of same flow. Not too aggressive. Playing the numbers and colors.
Playing a little bit faster, though.
A little quicker.
Play a little bit faster. Yeah, a little bit quicker, though.
Yeah, I think that's just they're getting used to each other now. The feeler process is over. Games 1 and 2, you got 10-minute games. Okay, it's over. It's now a 5-minute game. That pace will slow down as we get closer to game 6 and 7, 8 when we start to look at crunch time. But Nick goes back to green, and it's another test. Here we go.
Good one. Good test to give.
We saw this with Nick. He's been aggressive with these tests, and I think he understands that Brad has not been connecting all the time, but he gets out of a reverse better
connector
skip.
there. That helped. Even if he went yellow, Brad probably still would have done that double play. Well, it'll probably be a trips play unless it's more often, unless there's more for it.
Oh, Brad, could he have a huge
Two
run
skips
here?
and a yellow 9, so it'll be a trips play here. So Brad took advantage of the color switch with 3 cards disposed just like that.
Now the question is, if you're Nick, do you want to go back to green? Is Brad hiding something? That will stop that
Playing
trade.
defensive. Defensive play here. 2 yellows here. Yellow plus 2, yellow 8. Real question is what do those 2 cards offered for Brad now? Are they good cards?
Brad, let's see what he's got. Let's just play it cool. Now Nick into control with the possession arrow and a couple card delta. What will we have on the yellow right here? Taking his time right here, thinking this one through. Remember, we just saw the green wild. He did seem to want green, and does Brad think, okay, he's looking for the green finish. Let's keep that in mind as well. There's the green.
Yep, there's the green. Wow. Do you have a yellow 3? Is there another yellow 3? Or do you have a wild? Or even a wild plus 4?
Not seen many of those. Yeah, it's been low on that for the most part. We've only seen them to finish games. Nothing to really...
Could get a 5-card run at the end, maybe. Maybe.
We've seen stranger things. We've had a 7-1 tonight, so let's see if Brad can return the favor. But right now, Nick wanted the green. Did Brad save a green? Did he save a reverse skip meta to start a chain and fool Nick again?
I feel he's got some wild cards here. He's speaking
there it
some
is,
action
called
cards.
It.
Wow.
What a
wild
fool.
Yellow.
Oh, what a play from Brad. That's next level. Does Nick have a way to counter a yellow wild? That'd be something.
If he draws, this is Brad's game.
DJ says if he draws, it's Brad game. I think he's got nothing. Yep. It's a game,
I think that's
though.
what Brad needed. Let's see. I mean, why else would he switch to yellow, though, KT? That had to have been an end. He had to hope for it.
No, it's not.
Whoa.
It's just a number of fish.
I thought he had at least something left. I thought he maybe would have had, like, maybe an action card. And Nick still draws. Could that be it?
It may not matter here. Let's see. Did Brad go for number of fish for the win? No.
Wow.
That's...
I thought he had that for the end for that. So now they both know that yellow is not the answer.
Brad played excellent.
Wow.
Right, he played excellent.
Now it's a draw city.
You think about it. He played excellent. He got out of number efficiency. He got out of end-around plays. He plays the wild to get to check, and I'm going to assume was just hoping for the right number. He went
hoping
toaster.
for a color swap.
Yeah.
Hoping for a wrong color swap.
He's going with this toaster-style strat, get to Uno and hope they crack, but in this case he was hoping for a prayer, and the prayer was not answered. Nick with new life, and now anything can happen.
Now they're in a draw city, so... so close to the start-finish line, essentially. But now they both know yellow's not the answer, KT, so... At least for now. For now.
Anything can happen, but right now they're both going to fade, and there's Nick going to leave it open on a skip.
Ooh. Well, at least it wasn't like a +2, because if that was the case, that would have been big trouble. Been very risky. Brad's got 3 cards. Red skip here. Uh-oh.
This could be it. Is this what he needs? Double?
Oh, what do you do if you're Nick? Oh, do you...
Back to yellow.
Swap over to yellow.
Does he have a 7?
But the real question is the draws that Brad got, does he have a yellow at the end?
No.
No.
That would have been something if he did, but what a...
It would have been crazy, though, because, when you draw back, you could get a yellow back, so the answer was no. Yellow's still not the answer.
Yeah, it's weird, man. Both guys are making exceptional plays, and then at certain points, like the Wild and the Brad there, nothing. Is this a top deck to finish? He gets a topper!
Whoa! Oh, a blue! Oh, if you're...
How do you do this if you're Nick? There's
wow.
no yellow 7 here. What do you have in restore?
What do you have? Do you swap? You have to swap different color. Or maybe you have action cards. You have to have something. If he doesn't, Could this be another bluff? I don't feel like this one this time around is.
Double blue to finish, says DJ. I'm thinking it's
Watch
either
me
that
be
or the
completely
red.
wrong on that. Watch me completely wrong on that.
Could be the red too, but let's see.
Let's see. Brad's having to think real hard on this.
All right, Nick. Brad's got the possession.
Or yeah,
You-
Nick's
you-
got my
you
bad,
good.
my bad.
You good. But right now,
But, you know, Brad's also thinking, right? Like, oh, I hope
yeah,
either he's got that blue for the end, or he's just gotta hope that something else.
Nick gonna take this one into a timeout phase here. Take a timeout, think this one through, try to ice the play in a sense, ice the kicker.
Hurry up with your 8-card run.
Oh, God. Oh, my game. They both have had runs tonight, so that there's no need to.
Oh yeah.
Need to throw that out there. That's true. It's factual. Let's see what Nick will do here. I think it's definitely. It's definitely two things. It's either A, he's going to try to find a way to get back to yellow, or 2, a +2 of some sorts in the green. That's all I can think of.
I'm feeling it could be what you just said. A +2 maybe. Just to stall it out a little bit more.
And this is going
It's
to be
situations like these that get you real nervous sometimes.
Nick.
The what ifs.
He's taking his time for a reason. Now, like I said, the question's going to be, if you're Brad, are you guessing double blue? Because you went for that blue. You're thinking, all right, double blue here. We're going to try to finish it. Here he comes. Here comes Nick. Hold the phone.
Oh, he put a eye emoji here. So there's an eye emoji. Red 7
red.
gonna take the risk. Take the risk.
Is he in hero? It's going to be hero.
Wow, it
no,
worked
zero.
out.
Oh, man.
It worked out. Oh, that's brave.
Well, that's it
Oh,
then, DJ.
I mean, you had to. I mean, what else did you have to lose? Let's be honest here.
Got a Costa.
It's either you're going to get it or not.
Costa's in the chat, too, man. This game,
Courageous.
This game is getting wild now. You got the guy. I know Caesar's watching. The Bi-Island guys are watching. And I think, once again, it's either A, that green I was thinking, or did Brad have double blue? Because if he did have a double blue,
He might have. I think he
what
might
a
have.
save. That's a ballsy call, especially since
I mean, you had to. I feel you had to. What else did you have to lose? Let's be honest here. I mean, you can't. Either way, it's a risk no matter what you do. Whether you draw or the switch the colors, it's just a matter of if they have that answer for it.
Oh, he's going to draw.
Nick has to draw here. Will this be a draw city potentially?
Does Brad get a topper? I mean, I get a topper!
Wow!
A topper into Sanford. The question now becomes, if you're Nick, there's only one way you lose. If he's got a 6. Let's see what
He's
he
got a
does.
6.
That would be one cruel way to lose, too, on a 6.
Just the inevitable.
It's the only chance.
Prolonging it.
It's the only chance Nick has to do. Is you draw play it cool, or do you go for maybe a number efficient play? Who knows? Here we go.
Let's see.
Yeah, +4 came out of the blue. We'll see. Loading up. And
That's
I'll
been
stop.
close, but Nick's been having to play from behind.
Is it the 3? That would be, if it's the 3, I'm gonna lose my mind.
I'm
again.
wondering.
No.
Nothing.
No, great.
Just Brad's been teased so close. Been so close.
Yeah, Brad has been Uno 4 or 5.
Just
times.
can't wrap it up.
Yeah, he can't punch it in the goal line. Does he get a topper again? Can you imagine if he gets another topper?
I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised.
No. Now we're
No, not this time.
We're out of the red zone territory. We're starting to get back. So that's, if we can get one more drawing from Brad, I think Nick would have avoided disaster somehow. He's been on the flirting edge of it all night. And he gets a topper.
I mean, if you look back, let's say Nick wins this game, right? KT, you look back at that color switch at the very end.
Yeah.
You look back at it when Brad was so close.
That and the fact that Brad actually played his wild and didn't finish on the yellow when you thought he was game. That was interesting too.
Yeah, that intrigued me.
We'll have to ask him. Well, now Nick's got, and this is what Brad did. We talked about this. Save a little bit red, and Nick does a good job. Just cut the delta from 4-5 down to 2. Can Nick tie it up right here from nowhere all of a sudden? He does!
It's getting real spicy here.
He's forcing Brad to the switch. There it is.
Over to green.
This is what I was talking about. I still think green might have been a potential finish if the double blue combo wasn't it. We're going to find out right now. Zero Sugar and Jenna. Here comes Brad. He had a lot of control of this game, but Nick has fought back valiantly. What will Brad do in store to the green? Did he save a run? He goes to blue. Ho, ho, ho. Into Ed. Aggressive. DJ, can you believe it?
I mean, there's all for it. It's just super aggressive. I love these cards. It's just so fun to watch.
Yeah, it's a chess match. But it's a chess match with a roll pot table. That's how I view it.
Oh yeah,
it's crazy. It's these guys are the best for real.
Well, Nick swap it back though. We roll the blue. He does roll along with it.
Into his own
Trudges along with the blue 9.
But
Brad goes to green.
That's that we've seen this move. I call it the double cross, crisscross double cross. Back to green, 2-color double cross. Can Nick find a way back to blue on end around? He'll play green here. Brad in control of the green. Yep. +2. Here comes Brad looking for the finish. He gets a double.
Oh my goodness.
He's been teased
Huge.
5-6 times on this Uno.
Could this be the finisher? Does Nick have anything?
He could. He's going to have to look like a hero or a zero.
He's got 5 cards on him. It's just a matter of if one of those cards has something. Maybe something to change the color. Could he do it again? Or will it not work this time?
It'd be ridiculous if he doesn't do it again. Let's see what Nick's going to do.
Sometimes the luck runs out.
He goes to red.
Oh, red! Is it the right color?
Is the aggression off the charts?
Is it the right color, though?
Win. It is the right color. Wow.
Wow. Dude, this is... I can't believe how crazy it's been. Nick's been shading those colors. You know, right as Brad gets to that Uno, Brad just does... Not Brad. Nick does a great job, right? Just changing the colors, isolating Brad right when he gets to that start-finish line. Right as he gets that goal. That goal area.
Brad has been really good with top decks all night. Nick's been fending it off. There's the top deck!
Oh, did he finally get it?
Unbelievable.
Oh, that might be it. Yeah, he said finally, so I think this should be game.
Nick fought valiantly, but Brad in the end, after 6, 7, 8 tries on Uno, might have just got the top deck, and it could be that top deck +4.
Yeah, that might have been it.
That's it.
There it is.
It was yellow.
It was just prolonging the inevitable.
That is strange, man. Somehow yellow was the finish. I thought it was
what a game 4. That was a great game 4, K2. And I mean, like I said, even though Nick lost, what a valiant defense. An iron wall would be the right descriptor for how Nick played in game 4. It's just a matter of Brad finally penetrating through those defenses to finally seal that game 4. All it took was a top deck, though, but great plays all around, though. Brad had so many opportunities. It's just so close and finally struck gold here in game 4 here. What a game 4 that was.
That was a good game. I'm just going to go to Brad here. Brad, I mean 7, 8 times. DJ thought you had the game over on the initial yellow wild. I guess your final card was that yellow 6 in a weird way. No, it couldn't have been a yellow 6. Where did you pick up that yellow 6? What was your last card when you got to that yellow 5 when he made the break? Hold on, I gotta find it. Hold on.
I gotta look this up. But for a long time, I was stuck with the blue 0.
That was it? The blue 0?
Well, yeah, for a long time. I was just trying to get rid of that. Because, the other zeros have been played. Well, at least the red 0. So, when we were on red, there was no chance of getting that switch because the only other 0 was played. So it was really annoying. And then, there was the one time we got to blue. I found some other blue card there. My last card was the blue 0 still. And then Nick played the red. I think that was when he played the red wild.
Yes.
Actually, it might have been... Well, it's a different time, but, let me check. So which one do you want?
Either way, he changed the color on you, so you did actually have another blue, right?
The red 7.
So,
But I was talking about the yellow 5 when DJ thought it was game. Was that the blue 0 hanging then? Because you had made that.
Oh, when you linked, I don't remember which one at the one you linked.
Oh, hold on.
Well, oh, that one. When he said it will make me look like a hero or an idiot, that was the correct call, because that was when I had the blue 0. So that was the right play, Nick.
What about that yellow wild, Brad? That initial yellow
On
wild?
the yellow wild,
Yeah, that double yellow. Did you have double yellow, or did you have a yellow and a blue 0, or what was that? You didn't finish the game. I noticed you did one yellow, then.
on that one, when I played the reverse into the wild, it was like a red number, because he played a +2. I got the red number from that, and then we just kept drawing for 15 minutes, till finally it went my way.
That's something, DJ. The fact of the matter is, Brad, he had 7, 8 opportunities, but Nick had 7, 8. Nick, I mean, you didn't get the end result, but talk to me about the defensive plays, man. How you had to mentally encompass 7, 8 stops on Uno? That's not easy to do, let alone 1 or 2 for most people.
Yeah, excuse the sirens in the background if you can hear those, but as I said this once, like, after a really long game I had with Peter, I said like 90% of the league would have lost this game in 5 minutes, and I took it to like 20. I feel the exact same way about this game. I feel like your average player is losing to Brad in 5 minutes after that game. I did every defensive measure that I could, and at the end of the day, if you get a +4 top deck, it all gets wiped away. It goes down as a loss regardless. So even if it's a loss in the score box, I feel pretty good about my play that time around. We'll just have to keep on locking in as we head into Brad's homestand here.
Well, DJ, it's been a great game. We're talking about 41 minutes of action. Both guys have put on a show. There's no doubt. If we get 4 more of this, we're in for a treat. Thoughts on that first half of the series so far in Nick's homestand? Because 41 minutes has felt like 2 hours already.
Yeah, I mean, it's beating the dead horse, right? It's just punches back and forth here. Pretty even game, right? I mean, game 4 was just intense with the sheer defense Knicks played. I mean, I know it's probably recency bias in that, but that really stood out to me. And, all it took for that to end was just, a top deck draw, right, with that +4 from Brad. And, man, what a series this is. I mean, it's just, as the cards just drop down, though, it's just the intensity just picks up. A matter of when someone will pick maybe lower, like let's say like 7, 6, right? Like lower card count. That would be very interesting to see how that will transpire.
Anything can happen in this league, my friends, and we just saw here anything can happen in Super League. 7, 8 times on Uno, not a problem for Nick. And then, as Nick said, though, all it takes is just one time. It doesn't even have to be a +4 sometimes. Sometimes it's just a random skip or a random number. We've seen it before, and the game flips. Now we'll turn the scoreboard over to Game 5. We'll give him a second to turn it over. There we go. Into Brad's homestand. Brad, you know the drill, buddy. You get the next 4. No 12 or 14. We've been pretty upper tier all night. What are we thinking here? OG full?
I'll go with the lower. I'll go with the lower one, 11.
Dropping the temperature 1 degree. That's what we're doing.
Keep going down and down and down, just down the stairs.
Down the escalators we go. Chutes and ladders, we're going down the old chutes. Here we go. Into the Brock 1 to start us off. We've seen all different colors. That's how Super League is with the groups, man. It takes a minute, but once you get it, it feels nice and refreshing to get back at home. That's the beauty of the coin toss, too. You get a pick of home. You can receive or defer, just like any football game or any sports game sometimes. We'll go to a double ditto Brock to start us off from Brad, and now DJ underway. It's a little different when you're Brad. It takes a while to get up to speed, and you can see Brad now looking a little bit more. It's like, I was just about to say composed, but he's not tonight. He's going for the aggressive switch already. He's been constant with that all series.
Taking that initiative in those color swaps and works one game, doesn't work the other. But I mean, it's just, a pattern of how they're winning these games, basically. One wins and the other wins, then vice versa, right? Or pretty much just rinse and repeat, basically speaking. But now they swap over to blue here. Nick decides to follow on. Red versus blue, and blue coming out on top right now before moving over to yellow.
Yep, last sequence.
The yellow 9.
Sting, DJ, JT, to Nick, to Acosta. How about that? 5-card play. Trips, 5s, and 9s. There's your full house right there on the deck. Into Acosta. Does Brad go back to blue? That'd be something. Yeah, that would be really something if Brad can go for a double ISO right here. Let's see. He's trying to go for it. He gets
Double
out
play.
of it. End around.
We'll go for a triple.
Triple.
The 2 reverses followed by a green 6.
Yoshi Golden to Vapor into a trip play from Brad. The end around. Now Nick down a couple possessions. We'll see what he can fire back with. Or does he just say, you know what, Brad? Enough of your games. Let's go back to yellow on a 6. He'll play 3. Special half off right there. Now Brad in control. What will Brad do right here? He's going to go green 7 into Yepez, and he's got the lead here, DJ. That's the thing. Brad finally got a little bit more wiggle room to make some moves at home. You can see it. He's playing a little more looser on this first home game.
Yeah, now that'll make a difference sometimes. Just the sheer confidence, the sheer composure you're going to have. Experience is another thing as well, right? Played these games before. You know the nitty gritty. Basically speaking, Brad's got a nice 3-card lead for the moment. Should shrink down once Nick plays a card, unless he has to draw here. But maybe could have some action cards nearing that end zone territory again. But Nick plays it cool with a green 8.
Half off special. And we talk about experience in this league being so vital and so composed. Well, you look at Brad, he's got 203 career starts, but 22 Super League starts as Nick Trouble. We know Nick's got to know the Super League. This is his first rodeo. But even Nick, through the 1 year he really built up his resume this year, he got a lot of starts. I got to find the number. But he did get a lot.
Red Wild.
Ooh. 123. There's the number.
Could the rest of the cards Brad had be Reds?
Oh, man. This would be, it's like last game. Deja vu.
I feel it's happening.
Oh, crossover to KT.
But he'll give you a no you back. The blue, Brad has to draw. Good move by Nick again. The color swapping, defensively speaking, is working out for Nick again. Despite losing out the preceding game, that's one of Nick's strengths. That's one of the biggest strengths I've seen from Nick so far.
Saving it up, and he goes back to...
But a swap to red.
That's what Brad wanted.
Ooh. That's brave.
That's a bold call.
That's pretty bold.
Crisscross back to what your opponent wanted. That is...
I don't know how I feel about that.
That's a good
Unless he's
call.
got some action card here. Maybe want to get rid of some blue and then swap it back to red.
Quad play
to run it to the end, maybe.
Skip to the finish. That'd be something.
I mean, we've seen big card runs for a reason. Red 5. Oh, I don't know. This is dangerous. I don't know how I feel about swapping over to red, unless that's all he's got left. It's just maybe a matter of who gets beat to the punch first.
Nick making a massive claim right here to say, I'm going to red. Well, Brad, he basically said, I'm going to feed the beast right here. Let's see if Brad says, you know what? Feed me. Let's go for the win. Let's find out. Does Brad have a triple to finish her off? Let's see. Did Nick guess wrong? He talked about being hero
Typing
zero.
long. I think this is a run. I think this might be it.
This might be it, says DJ. There's the pluser.
There's one action card. Should be another, obviously. Be crazy if it's just a double play.
That's... What?
Oh, wait. Got to be careful. Got a Uno call out, maybe.
Brad
forgets there it is.
Uno? What?
Wow. There it is, Katie. I didn't mention a potential call out, right? It's very rare that we see someone screw up an Uno, but when it does, you have to be vigilant about it. And there it was. That's crazy. I never thought that because usually when you see someone of Brad's caliber, right, it's very uncharacteristic to make a mistake like that. That could bite him. I'm not 100% unintentional, but I'll let you have it. Could be mind games too, but I don't really know. I mean, that's 3 cards because those 3 unknown cards you can get, though, KT. I don't know.
We've seen self-call-outs be a thing in the past, too. I don't know.
It could be a mind game thing, too.
What is this?
Unless Brad wins this, it's a crazy play though. That's so crazy.
We see if that was just one of those. Yeah, if he gets away with murder, I don't know. That would leave me speechless. I'm not gonna lie.
I wouldn't know what to say. Because that's just unknown cards you're given when you don't have when you call out like that, you know?
You know what though? You think about it, it's in a weird way. When Nick made that call out in a weird convoluted way, it didn't leave the +2.
I think Brad's got something. Oh, there's no way. He's typing long. It's a run. Could be a run.
You think it's a run? No, it's a check.
It's a check.
Not a run. Didn't sign it yet.
Didn't mess it up this time.
Well, he's playing mind games with the audience. Nah, I don't know. Let's see what Nick. He might just shut us up right here. Here we go.
And a little bit longer. Could he stall out this? Could he stall it out? Just at least give him maybe a +2, perhaps.
Is he gonna try to?
Or maybe a color swap. We've seen him color swapping, and it works out.
He's gonna play cool into the red.
He's gonna play it cool.
Brad for the win.
Does Brad have a red?
He does. Yep. What a strange game, man. That
really was. I really don't know what to say out of that one because he said he messed up the Uno call. Like, did you? I don't know, Brad. Genuinely, you intentionally? Yeah, okay. I figured. It's just like I never really see it that often like that, though. Just the unknowns of having those 3 cards given to you.
Well, I know why he did it. Because think about it.
Yeah.
If Brad doesn't do that and Nick's got a +2, he's gonna get hit, right? So he does it, and Brad then basically prevents a +2 stack, which would have changed the game, right? Right, Brad?
I think it's like I don't actually think it was needed there because like, why would Nick go to red when he switched off of it? He must have something. He wouldn't just go to a color he knows I have and I could potentially win it on without him having something. So I thought I'd get it off and get my +6 off, but I had nothing on green. So I was like, I just had to do it, and I got so lucky that I got a green 3 when I already had the red 3, and I got 2 other red numbers. That was an insane luck. It doesn't show on like the ammo metrics, but that was really lucky.
Number efficient.
I figured, yeah, because you know when you get those draws, right? It's just an unknown. You don't know what you're gonna get. So I was actually surprised it worked out at the end. But hey, that's just how it is. My goodness, that was a crazy set of circumstances, though. I will say that.
Yeah, I really don't have much to say on a question because up until that point, I guess I was going to tell Nick, I mean, it seems once again, you probably got Brad's number on defense because that wild crossover to the blue from the red, it was working. But then how do you prepare for something like that? Did you just kind of accept, hey, you know what, double +2? Did you have any +2 to throw if you didn't make the call out or no?
I made the play that I thought was best suited. I mean, if he wants to do those intentional call-out stuffs, I'll call him 99.9% of the time.
Right.
It really was just unlucky that he got the green 3 and then another 2 red cards off of that draw from the call-out. Any other combination, I mean, excluding stuff with like wild or whatever, and I would have been in a decent spot to take the win there. But I mean, so it goes. I mean, we just got to keep our head down and lock in for the next game.
Yeah, it's interesting, DJ. We don't see that a lot. We don't see these call-outs a lot. We don't see this, in a sense, next level thing. Not sure what to think. That now adds another layer into when you're playing Brad now, and to the other group members. That would be Lara, Caesar, and Gon. You gotta keep that in mind that Brad he's mysterious like that, and he can have that 4D chess in a sense without even trying. Thoughts on that specific move and Brad fighting and Nick fighting defensively? Because Brad's been a little bit more offensive lately, and Nick having to play more defense.
Yeah, it's. I will say it's a bit confusing. Like I said, it still worked out though, But what if it didn't, right? it's just the other thing that kind of crossing my mind right now. Like, what if it didn't work? Like, sometimes if you even get a +2, you could get some good ammunition back, but my goodness, that I'm still kind of at a loss for words to that. It's not like it was a bad thing, it's really confusing, I guess is the right word for it, I will say.
Yeah.
But yeah, another element in the psyche game, though. I will say that, though, KT, you know, little things like that can surprise you, and it will hit you. And it did hit for Nick, though, but Brad had some crazy draw for that, for it to even compliment the to the very end.
Yeah, it's amazing sometimes these next level plays, and sometimes you look at the way both guys have really not been able to get out of the box, and the way to get out of the box sometimes really is, well, do something that you don't expect, and that's what Brad did. He did a little bit of a fool play, in a sense, a little trickery, and sometimes you got to do that old trick play, like a flea flicker, and score an old TD. You got a TD win there. Now this is where the new best of 8 comes in, because if this was last year, Nick's done it. The only chance he could do is get a tie. This year, you got to get to 5, so Brad still got to win 2 more for those points. Nick still got life to get those 3 points. That's the beauty of this format. We add 2 extra games. This is the first iteration of that coming in right now. Brad, no 11, no 12, no 14. What do we got?
13.
I knew it. OG full coming in hot. Now we'll get it going. Game 6. Can Brad get at least 1 point right here? Does Nick go into a 3-3 best of 2? It'll get spicy out of there. We'll start it off with the 83, and we'll see, DJ, if Brad goes to the switch.
And they're still keeping it pretty high up in the card count, KT. So I haven't really seen anybody trying to go lower. Nobody's gotten lower yet. Emphasis on yet. They're really loving it up there.
They are loving it up here. Well, there's the switch. We talked about it. It's just been plan A for Brad.
Just taking action with that.
Yeah, it's been MO. Just get out there, switch it up, and let her rip. And now Nick will have to adjust. He'll go cool here into that Aria 1, playing it clean. What will it be for both guys as we go into the LaPlante 5? Both have been out here playing exceptional, and a lot of different looks from both players, which has given more things to think about as we go into the Vapor 6, DJ, which it makes us think, and it makes these guys think as well.
It's the beauty of when you commentate games like these. You just observe all these different play styles, right? Whether some play faster, some play slower, some play a little bit more methodically with the color switches, some do fades, and some do just, well, isolation plays, right? There's the diversity of how Uno functions. It's so fascinating to look and observe.
Yeah, it's more than just playing cards. That's for sure. It's when you start to really look at the fundamental game, it is more next level than you think as we go to the yellow 8. When to switch, when to play some ammo, when to throw a little undercut strap, when to go back to end around. It is fascinating. As you can see, Brad now will roll into the Acosta here as we go into yellow from Nick.
But just playing it cool right now. Again, numbers game for the time being until eventually the ammunition's going to start plugging in, chugging. Color swap over to blue. How about a ditto play to complement that blue 9 with another blue 9?
Ditto Nick. That's Nick's card, so he's familiar with that one. Let's see what he'll do on his own card. He'll go down to M, and you can tell the pressure's ramping up now here, dude. Now, the temperature, sure, it went back up with the card start, but it's already ramped up because Brad knows he's one step away if he can get this win on those 3 points. Where Nick, he knows 3 in a row, only shot to get him. Here comes Brad, looking for a run. Here's a double reverse into Ellison, looking for a trip.
Wow, he had 2 blue reverses. That's crazy.
We've seen it before with the reverse skip meta. We hadn't seen many reverses the first couple
Starting
games.
to see more reverses now. We're starting to see a lot more.
Huge play in the dark.
Oh my goodness. Is this a crazy card run to the end here, KT? Wow. My goodness. What a run.
There's nothing you can do about that.
I really don't think you could have done much there. I don't think you got to ask much on that. Holy Toledo.
Unless Brad can't... Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Holy hand. There it is. It was bound to happen, right?
Yeah, it's the first.
In Game 6. Oh, you got to feel for Nick though. That's got to sting.
Unless Nick had something to fight back with, even on the
I don't
next
think
turn.
so. I really don't think so. Don't think he was expecting that.
Not even going to ask a question.
No, I would lose respect for Brad if he somehow lost that game.
We have seen people lose games like that before, but not in
He's no
slouch.
I'm not gonna name him. No, he's
Fries
not.
in the bag, right, Nick? Fries in the bag.
He's not putting any fries in the bag, right?
Yeah, we'll call it that. But yeah, no, it's nothing there bad. That was classic. Good dang hand. You just gotta finish the job there. I don't got much to say on that one, DJ. Nothing to add.
Nope, I don't either. That's a crazy card run at the end. I will say that.
Well, Nick's gonna have to figure out a way to salvage the point. Brad looking to get at least one out of these. That's the beauty of this format, right? You don't got to get both. Just got to get one for those three. But if you do get both, it's nice in the old GD. Brad, I don't got any question. All you had to do is finish the job. Your call, buddy. No, 11, 12, 13, 14. I think I know what we're seeing here, but let's see what we got.
Well, this is actually going to be lower this time. This is actually low. 10.
Okay, so he's going to save potentially.
Still double digits.
Yeah, he's saving that full sender for the end no matter what. It's a good move. Remember,
I would say so, yeah.
Unlike the regular season, you have guaranteed games. You save the good stuff to the end. It's a fair play.
For the fans.
Yep. Caesar's watching, so that's only fitting a +2 coming his way. All right,
What are the odds?
Yeah, it's if he's in this group, right? Costa's also, but Costa's in Group B, so whatever happens here doesn't matter for Costa. But for Caesar, it does matter. As we go to aggressive switching into Pierre from Nick, looking to tie this into a 1-point play heading into Week 2. Remember, we talked about that Week 2 schedule, which we'll talk about a little later. It will be interesting to see next week as we both go into a quicker style pace here. We're flying now. Flying Hawaiian here.
Nick's got nothing to... Well, I mean, he does have a bit to lose because, if you don't win this game, you basically get no real points because, you got to even it out just to get 1 point, right? So...
He's going to get Caesar on the bye, too.
He's got to play more aggressive if you're Nick. What else do you have to lose?
Nothing to lose for Nick. For Brad, even if he doesn't win this game, he's got one more shot at the apple, which is the beauty when he got those first four wins in this case instead of 3 last year.
Brad's got a guaranteed point regardless.
Yep. Let's see what he can do. Brad, he can also step the aggression too. Even if he doesn't win this game, he's got one more shot as they continue to run the higher end package on the cards. And Brad draws. Okay. Are you still drawing,
Still
DJ?
drawing.
This could be good for Nick. He goes for the switch.
Swap over to green. I think Brad will have at least a number card for that. Should have a number card.
That's it. Nick for the win right here.
The little answer right here.
This would be a plan A. You got a double one. Wow, look at that.
Whoa.
Double.
Ditto.
Well, we know Brad knows there's no green one who's there juice, so let's see what he'll do here.
Well, gotta swap the color if you're Brad.
Could be a plan.
It could be a bluff.
Could be a bluff, yeah. I was going to say could be one, but let's see. Back to yellow. Is this Nick with the save for the win on a wild? Let's see. Does he do a wild save for the finish? Yeah, called it!
He did.
Oh, I still got it. There it is.
Brad's like, no. Well, you predicted that real well, KT. My goodness, should call you a psychic, brother.
Yeah, I had a feeling. This is what Nick really does. We're going with the KT Wow to finish her off. All right, there
Didn't
it is.
matter. Didn't matter.
Nick read that
all that
like
for a while to end.
Nick, I had a feeling you saved that a wild card towards the end because you could just tell. Trying to weed through it, then he got the switch over. Brad really did you the favor. That yellow 8 really changed the game because without that switch, ironically, it was 2 color till the green. Talk me through just saving the wild and taking that plan A victory because that's what it was. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was good that I was able to save that wild. Brad had to draw it close to exactly the right moment for me to get that switch from the yellow to the green. Just got to lock in for this last game. Hope to salvage a tie at the very least.
Yeah, Brad, I'm going to have to assume not much going for you, and if you did have something, ultimately it came down to a... okay. Gun was up this hour.
to stay up for this absolutely cinematic matchup.
1 a.m. shotgun then. Brad, I was going to say, was it a case of you went to that yellow because you had something, or you're just trying anything at that point because of lack of colors and numbers?
I mean, literally all I had in ammo was that wall. I was thinking I was making the best play, but I didn't really have anything to make plays with, so I don't really know. I guess the luck canceled out from last game.
It did, DJ. And now, sometimes we talk about this too. When you go lower start, this is the lowest we had seen all game, and we're probably going back to a center here unless Brad is fooling us. It's an adjustment period, and just like the first game when it was higher tier, Brad had to adjust. He loses that one. Ironically, the first time on the higher end, Brad had to adjust, and he lost, and this time on the lower end, he lost. So that's something to keep in mind for sure as we enter this last game. There is an adjustment period in week 1, and you can tell Caesar's typing. He's watching things too.
They did play much faster. This was only a little under 2.5 minutes, literally a second shy of 2.5 minutes here. So could this be a faster game? I highly doubt it, though, with it being a potential full send here, KT. I mean, it's all you could ever want if you're a neutral person. If you're a neutral, right, or a spectator of this, you definitely want to see a full send at the very end for this final game.
Yeah, the whole group is watching. Nick, Brad playing, Lara's in VC.
The whole squad.
Caesar and Gonner up. I mean, we got Acosta from Group B watching. That's 6 out of the 10 group stage players. That's 60%. That's pretty dang good what you want to see. So looking forward to that indeed. But let's get to it. Brad, I mean, let's just do the honors here, man. Once Nam turns over the board to get game 8, 0-0. Nam, take care of that real quick, buddy. You see on the screen. Thank you. Let's get the job done. Final call. You know the drill. No 11 through 14. What are we thinking?
All right, 15, you know it.
Yeah, I already knew it was coming. Come on. Full sender. Put her in the chat. Gonna be a fun one.
At an inkling.
Let's go, baby. Full send. Why is it? I don't know why it does that twice. Who knows? Anyway.
So nice you had to put it twice, man.
Well, Larry helped me out. Thank you, buddy. But looking forward to it. Let's get her done. 15 cards. Yeah, Logan 3. Do we see a switch off the start to another Andy or... Oh, boy, Radner.
We'll see.
Okay, no, it goes to DJ. No switch there from Brad. Nick, looking to salvage the point. We'll see what he can do. We talked about every point is critical. Luke joins us in the chat. Another guy always stays up. I appreciate the homies here in the JT. The question's going to become now, DJ, when both guys get back to that game 1 or 2 hand where it was pretty even. That's where the bread and butter will be, because that last game, ironically, you could get a plan A game with less cards.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Less cards, less ammunition, though, but if you have a really good deck, you have a really good deck. And, well, I mean, it worked out for Nick that time around. Let's see what this, with this full send, though. Nick was the first one to change the color in this game, though. This final match here, KT, though. Usually it's been Brad, but now it's Nick this time around. It's an inverse.
Yeah, well, it is an inverse as we go into the Green 5 into La Plante. And now I think both guys would go for another switch are going to use what they've learned so far these first 7 games and put their best foot forward. They know it for sure.
Yep, just going to roll in the greens right now, though. Liking what they're seeing here. Does Brad switch the color? Does he maybe have at least a trips play, double play, trips play here? Typing a little bit long here, so nope, just all that for green 2. Thought about it. Perhaps.
Let's see what it'll be. There's Brad's car. Haven't seen much of his car all night, ironically, in the Blue Deuce. Let's see what Brad will do right here. He'll go one up into Andy. Still a long way to go on these 15 card starts. Keep in mind is another guy. We got Monkey. We got a 7 out of 10 now. We're batting 70%, man. And 700. Only people we're missing is background.
Nick has
goal.
to draw here.
Toast.
Nick drew at a blue.
Everybody watching Super League. That's what the beauty of it is. Yes, correct. There's no game 9. It's it. Just ends. That's what it's all about. DJ knows as well. It's the classic. Got to get those points, man. It's about points now. Nick now will have to adjust to a double play from Brad into the M off the mid skip. 4 cards up for Brad. There's the red 6.
Swap over to red.
Can Brad adjust to this cleanly? Because the Pandora box is opening. Ever so
I'm
slowly.
sure he has. He surely has some red.
Or does he want to even stick with the red and go to the yellow? He'll go to the 0 sugar, play in the clean, the stack. Here comes Nick. He'll play cool into Pier 4. Brad looking for a back end play here on the red. He goes double up the background, playing it consistent. Can Nick find a way to break the momentum? There it is, DJ. I was just about to say, go back to another color you hadn't seen in the green. Try to get Brad iced.
Liking that. I'm liking how aggressive Nick's playing in this. Usually Brad, like I said, Brad's been usually doing the color change, but Nick's been, I feel he's taking the initiative in this game 8.
Oh.
But Brad has a double play. Well, will be a triple play here unless he's got more to that. 2 reverses again. Seen that
Quad
before.
Play. How about that?
Quad
double
play.
How about
Wow.
that crossover? How about this? Back to green from the Ellison reverse, a double crisscross into a 0 sugar to Jenna. And just like that, Nick will have a tough choice to make. Or maybe it's easy when he's got a potential +2 or 4 in the back pocket. But 7 possessions for Brad. He's starting to run.
A lot of action cards drained there, though, KT. But that interesting swap from a blue to a green, does that mean that Brad has no blue left? Could Nick change that color to blue, maybe to test to see if Brad has to draw in that color?
These guys are so good, though. You wouldn't rule out Brad potentially saving the blue for no reason.
For sure.
Well, that's going to stop.
+4.
Yeah, I was going to say that +4 will stop.
Stays in green.
Yep. So now, even if Brad has a blue now, we'll never know if he got it off the
He'll
+4.
probably have some more now, for all we know.
Well, good play from Nick to stop it. Kept the green, interestingly enough, trying to play that one color box in a way. Interesting.
Only con out of that is that a +4 is wasted now. That's one of the +4s. Gone. Just like that.
In the red. Red 6 now into Sanford. Both guys going to run in the ghost, keeping it clean. That +4 probably for the wrench in Brad's plans. What will Nick have right here? Can he find something on the back? He'll go into the classic DJ5. Nick with the chance right here. Using that red. What will it be for both players? Nick taking his time. Taking his time here, Didi. This could be a run. Could this be a cap off on the fish?
Whoa!
Oh, huge play.
Those +2s, though, Brad should have some ammunition back.
He will. Yeah.
Should have something to play defensively.
Either that or he goes back to red and takes a risk. I think he's going to play aggressive here. Let's see.
I feel you got to play defensively. You got to at least hope you have a +2, maybe yellow +2.
+4, I'll stop her.
Or a +4, that'll do it too.
That'll end that. Yep, there we go. Into green.
Back
so now,
over to green.
So now Nick, let's see what he gets. He'll still have the possession and a couple card advantage if he can play. But he definitely went aggressive with that double +2 stack to send Brad packing.
Wonder if that +4 came with that +2. Or just Brad had to save it and then just had to use it there as a break the glass in case of emergency.
Good call if that was the case from both guys using their defense wisely. As we go to the green for the cap, can Nick keep it going? He will. And he's still in that zone, that red zone. Brad can only watch and wait until another color is played. Let's see if the 6 is what Nick needs to switch. Can he switch it? Let's find out. Does he have more green in the tank thanks to that +4? That'd be something. No, there's the switch.
A yellow wild.
Yep, classic llama wild. Now, how will Brad attack?
What do you do? Big lingering question.
Only one +2 in yellow had been used. That's the key. Can Nick cap it off right here with the other +2 in yellow to start a run? To get the tie. Let's see. Can he generate a run for the 1-1? And let's see in the points.
Is this the color that Nick wants to roll at the end? It seemed like that could be the case.
Oh, I called
one card left.
Wow, I call it partially up.
Real question: Does Nick have a yell at the end, or is it a bluff? I'm thinking he probably has a yell at the end. Why else would you choose it with that wild?
Oh, he goes to green. Is that the wrong color?
Goes to green. Is it the right color though?
Is it the right?
Is it the right color to stall out Nick?
It is.
It is.
Clutch
Great call. Great call.
Now, does he play a card? That's the thing. Does he play a card? Let's see.
Oh, that's a good question.
Monkey in with we got a full house. What does he play a card now? Listen, he doesn't. Great call.
No, just gotta draw it out. Gotta drag it out.
Oh, Nick Topper.
Does have green.
In the gun. Nick for a double deuce combo for the win. That'd be something. What? Okay, I lost it right there.
Well, I mean, I think Brad knew that Nick didn't have anything for that because he had that Uno at a yellow, so I think that's pretty easy to sniff out.
Yeah, unless he had two, then the only way you lose that one. That'd be
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But now, once again, Brad's going to have to realize, hey, Nick could get toppers at any point. Does he put another wrench in the plans? He goes to blue? Wow.
Ooh.
Risky for Brad. This could give Nick just a free chance to get back to check. Let's see. What a play there from Brad. That's a gutsy call right there, dude. That's especially when he had green draw city all day. It is a gutsy call. There's Nick with the blue 9.
Blue 9. Oh, this is nuts, KT.
What is Brad?
Absolutely nuts.
+2's got to be coming.
Sure. What if he has a run? What if Brad has a run?
Oh, my. +2, there it is. Yeah.
+2.
Yeah, a small run. But now Nick with the chance to get back to 2 because he's giving freshies. He's giving those freshies. Nothing there. That's huge.
Wow.
Does Brad have anything, though? Or is it tied right here? What a play from Brad. To go to that blue ballsy call, tie game. Now Nick will have to get something to get the lead back. Let's see if he's got it. He does. Topper.
Numbers game right now. Just getting some numbers, getting rid of them.
Oh, Brad's choose.
Brad had to draw.
Nick with the switch on the 5. Let's see. No, we're going to draw city.
Oh, my goodness.
Now put her on the board.
Right as you think someone gets a run in, they don't. They just end up having to draw every time.
Put her on the board now. Over an hour game. Another Super League game. First one of the entire tournament. And we're over an hour. How about that? As we continue to draw.
Draw city.
This is what they both wanted, though. They both want draw cities. They both want to go back into it. You can tell. It's the last game of the series when this last game is dragging out, for sure.
Gotta hype it up, right?
Who will top deck it right here? Who's going to find the point? Or does Brad get those crucial 3 points and a +2 in the GD? And that we talk about every point matters. You can ask anybody last year. Ask Nam versus Brock last year. We talked about that. Brock. He needed 1 extra point to get into the next round, next stage. So every point matters here, especially when we get to the week 4 and 5 rounds.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Just the group stages, though, every point matters. Even if it's just 1. It's the emphasis on a point mattering for a reason.
It's fun, man. That's why we love this. We love this format for that reason. Because every game, every point is magnified. Every card is magnified compared to the past. So let's see what it's going to be from Nick and Brad here. Let's see if there's a topper coming from Brad's way. No, still nothing. Nick, does he get a topper? Who's going to get that topper? It's going to be the key. Nick,
just a matter of who strikes first.
Nick still content and still a 1-possession game. Can Brad tie it up, or is it still 2? They both have weathered the storm really nicely on Unos and close calls. Let's see if that continues. Brad taking his time and loading up. Does he have another answer on top deck? He had that top deck +4 earlier in the series. He's loading up here this time. Off this JT5. Is it a 5? He's got a huge play deep. Look at this.
Duet of +2s. A red skip action card. Frenzy here. Oh, could this be this? No. For a moment, I kept thinking it was the end, but it's like, wow, that's crazy to do some action card plays.
Yeah, that would have been downtown.
I mean, crazy, though.
That would have been from downtown Tacoma, Washington, Brad, if you made that play.
Oh, yeah.
Wow right there. But nice work there for Brad to throw some cards Nick's way. I think that's part of the aggression pack where you're up. You're closer to get that point than Nick is. Get some dirt in his face. See if he can handle it. Let's see.
The only thing you'd be worried about is what does Nick have because of those cards.
Nick gonna have plenty of time to think this.
Okay, well, he's got to go AFK for a couple minutes.
Wait from the key for 2 minutes. All right, no problem. We'll take a 2-minute break. Just stop the clock there, buddy. Appreciate it. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, I'll stop the clock and then we'll subtract the 2 minutes or however much time he gets back. Well, while we have a little break here, I'm going to send you the group stage standing page. And like I said, both guys will have one game played after tonight. Who will get the win? If it's Brad, he's the only one, or we have a draw, and we'll have the draw category used up. 0 game differential if it is a draw, but can only +2 if Brad wins it. Remember, it doesn't matter what happens here tonight. We know Jay Caesar hasn't played yet, so he's still in the basement. But tomorrow's game will matter between Larry and Gunn to get off to a good start. Well, DJ, what we've seen so far through 7 games is a lot of composure and a lot of back and forth. We've seen a lot of crazy plays, a lot of different trickery plays, a lot of eye candy, double crisscross on the blue greens. That crazy play Nick made to feed the beast of what Brad wanted and read that one game and green. Yet he's been able to make it work, and Brad been able to make it work. Your impression through these first 7 games, it's been a doozy so far.
It's just one of those matchups where you just hate that someone probably has to lose, or if it ties, you're like, well, both had a really good case on why they, because they both played so darn well. Let's say like Brad closes it out, right? It's for like Nick's case, it's like, wow. I mean, Nick did put a really good fight to the end. I know, like, granted, you're gonna go to game 8 regardless of the situation, but just to make it really close, though, it speaks a lot of volumes, especially for his first appearance in Super League, if I'm not mistaken, right, KT? So
Yes, sir.
that's a really good start, regardless, because Brad's a really good player for a reason.
We just had a splurge of cards from Brad.
Duet of +2s.
And then Brad capped it off with a quad play. Skip 7.
Mm-hmm.
But Nick will have some chances. Now the clock will restart. It'll be a 2-minute break. Ooh, into the KT blue already. Spicy from Nick. Gonna go for the aggression, and Brad's juiced.
That worked out. The color swapping working out.
Oh my goodness.
Forcing the draw more.
Yeah, the KT Classic at 14. You don't see it every day. That's Nick saying,
Got it twice now, right? So
yeah. That's the first one that far back, though. DJ, that's the first one that far back for sure.
Yeah.
I think Brad's going to try to break that right here. I got a feeling.
Should be able to. Nope, still draws.
Yeah, he's going to try, though, at any point to break out of this and
Think they're going to go draw city again.
break out of the shackles and force Nick's hand here. You got 8-9 possessions. You got some leeway.
Pretty good gap. But it could shrink in a heartbeat, though. You never know.
We've seen stranger things.
We've seen big card gaps like that disintegrate within the snap of a finger.
And there's Brad with the blue 7.
Strikes first.
Okay. Little topper. And there's Nick with the 0 sugar. Okay. So both guys play cool. Does Brad have the 0 sugar switch? No.
Draws. Gotta hope for probably a number if you're in Brad's perspective here. Nick draws, though. Seeing this, if you draw, I will draw back, knowing you are stalled out there.
We'll see what happens right here. Both guys playing aggressive. And there's Brad again with a topper. So there's the blue 6. See what Nick will do.
Nick plays a card, and then Brad draws. I think Nick will draw in return.
Yeah,
just knowing that he's stalled out. It's kind of like it's a pretty safe play, I would say.
Who's going to push the gas, basically? Yeah, well, now...
Pretty much. But Nick has to draw this time around.
See which card
so this will give Brad a chance again.
I mean, there's not many blue cards left, so...
Eventually got to swap the color. Nick's got 20 cards to Brad's 10
yeah, it's a
right
comeback.
now.
We'll see. I'll allow them to draw back a couple more because we don't have much blue left with the card history. Skips and reverses their guy. The blue +2s are juiced. There's not many numbers out there. A lot of it's been used up, so I'm okay with them drawing back for a little bit. I have no problem. The question's going to
Oh, me
become,
neither.
does Brad say, you know what, screw that. Let's get out of it right now. And he's not even going to try. Let's see.
Well, he knows he's got a pretty good gap. So he can't draw more if he needs to. Nick's just going to keep going at it.
Yeah, he's going to keep going back. I mean, like I said, let's keep going back, keep playing aggressive. Yeah, but there's not the card history, Brad. There's not much blue left. I'm going to allow it. All right. Oh, yeah. Are they deafened?
Yeah, they're both deafened. I don't think you would get penalized for that. Like, what? You can't. I mean, you're just drawing cards, right? Is there...
There's not much left. You're good. I forgot these guys aren't deafened. There's not much. If it was like, I don't know, yellow, right, and there was nothing, then yeah, you got to. But with the card history being low, and as every card gets played in blue, until we get to a new color, there's not much. If we get to yellow, yeah, you got to play some. But green and blue, a lot of it's juice, so we're good. Even red is probably red or yellow. Then we'll make a move. But right now, you're fine.
Yeah, I haven't really explored that kind of territory yet, KT. That's kind of why I've got kind of curious about that. So that's some pretty good things to know.
Everyone's different, but I like to use the card history. I like to see, strategic. It's Super League. I'm pretty lenient with that. You know what I'm saying? Let the players do their thing. I'm not, the boys have that. It's the same way. Let these guys do their thing. Let them work their magic. We'll just keep track of the card comeback. That's all.
Oh, yeah. Still a couple +4s, though, left in the bag, but I'm thinking, obviously, you'd probably want to use them for the very end. But they're just going at it with these draws, man.
Plus, there's only
just
12.
Keeping at it.
There's only 12 cards left in the deck. There's not many cards left in this deck, so I'll allow
Just
it.
reshuffle if you run out, right? So
then yeah. Once we hit if we get to it, then we gotta go. But right now we're good. And there's Brad. He can just keep playing these blues, right? Just keep making the gap go back. Let's see what it'll be. Nick, let's see if he makes a move this time. Because remember, 25 cards. You got a lot of options here. You could be saving some +4s. You could be saving some +2s. If you're Brad, you could be thinking about, okay, do you keep sending them back? Do you want the reshuffle? I mean, who wants the reshuffle? I don't know. Because there's not many blues left. That's the thing.
Wouldn't there be no +2s on the blue side anyway, though? Isn't there just only like 2 of them?
There's no blue +2s. Reversing
I was going to say.
Low. Yeah, it's pretty low. There's nothing really left. It's a 1, really.
Just going to keep drawing.
Yeah,
what's the record of cards you can hold? Do you know? Who's had that? Who's holding that?
Sanford.
Would Nick hold that record now? Or
no.
How much did Sanford have?
35.
35?
Yeah, Sanford. Well, he got hit naturally with a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Well, that makes a lot of more sense.
Yeah.
Imagine having to draw all those cards, willingly.
No.
There's no way you'd have to do that. By then, your run would be over. You'd lose.
Let's see what Brad will do. Well, all right, now you got to go. Now Nick got to go. Oh, hold on.
Now we go back over to blue.
Well, there you go.
Right as we had a color switch, it moves back over to blue. So.
Well, let's see if Brad got a yellow.
Short-lived.
The moment it gets to yellow or red, yeah, we probably got to go. But green or blue, I'll allow it. But you see, if I were to stop that, then that move never happens. I like the players to let it go naturally, All right, let's see what will be here from Brad. Brad's going to try to get this to yellow and speed. I can tell he's going to try to speed her up. That's what he wants to do. I get that completely.
With all this pace, right, KT? Who's going to lose patience first? I mean, eventually you got to go, right? So I feel like my patience would run thin.
Yeah, but CH, man. I can once the deck hits, we're out though. Once you hit the deck, yeah. Once we get to the deck, then yeah, you got to play. But right now we're good. I'll let it go to the deck. Oh, they can't hear me.
Eventually, the punches will start kicking in, though. gamesmanship in this.
There is definitely gamesmanship, for sure. Once we get to the deck or yellow.
I do feel like if you're in Brad's perspective, it would be very, very frustrating though having to draw this out when you know you can get something going. But I'll go for it.
No, it's like there's not much left in blue. I mean, the only thing is, we have.
There probably would be realistically a number, right? At least color swap out of, for all I know, right? I mean, when you have that many cards, what are the odds, right? The probability should be pretty high, decently high. Because I don't, like you said, Katie, I don't think there's many blues left. Pretty much scarce, right? There should be any left at this rate.
Yeah, it's either in the deck. I like letting the players have at it, man. You know what I'm saying? I like letting them have it.
Just let them play.
Yeah, because listen, the CH is telling us there's not many blues left. I like to let them play out, you know? Yeah. It's case by case. Caesar's right. I'm not going to... I will say, once we get to the reshuffle, yeah, we got to go. There's no doubt. Yeah, if you change the color, yeah.
It's just a matter of if Nick will actually do that or not.
Yeah, if you change it, sure.
If he chooses to change the color. Yeah, just a bit of heated. I mean...
It's classic. It's fun.
It's just, this is a wild game. A wild matchup. That's all I really have to say. And Brad said, I got to eat real quick. Yeah.
All right. No.
Things like that, you have to be a bit careful, though. I will say, when you chat it up like that, you have to be a little bit careful. You know, I'm not a believer of karma, but things like that could really hit you real bad at the worst time when you don't want it to.
Oh, what, the +4 thing? No, it's not the...
No, just what he's saying. If you want to get out of blue, it's not hard. It's just like little things like that, right? Like little jabs. You know, that could be misinterpreted. So it could be interpreted differently.
Yeah, that's the thing with this, right? It depends on, you know, a little bit of what you want to do with it. You can look at this in two ways, right? When there's not many cards left in one color, I like to personally just let them play it out, because if you kind of limit that, it's kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like when Nick went to, or when Brad went to yellow, yeah, then Nick got to play, right? He went back to blue. Okay, he got the 1.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only 4 or 5, not even. There's only 3 cards left in blue left to play in numbers.
And I'm sure one of them. And
there could be one more in the deck.
They both have at least all 3 of them, or you know, those remaining blues, essentially. I would think.
Yeah, possibly.
Definitely a weird game, mate. I will say that. Just huge draws, right? I mean, the sheer quantity. Let's just say that. Nick with 28 cards. A lot of them drawn, self-drawn. Or pretty much a majority of them, you'd say, self-drawn at this rate. Brad's got 14. So, I think Brad... Yeah, you said Brad's eating right now, so... I mean... It's just a matter of when you gotta go. When they go. But, I mean, it's Brad's turn right now. He's eating right now, so we're just having to...
Yeah, Phil did.
Wait just a good bit.
Yeah, I'm just...
when games prolong like these, right? So, it's bound to happen.
Yeah, thank you. Use the message I checked. Yeah, appreciate it. Didn't we have a little stoppage time earlier in the game, right? 2 minutes?
We had a 2-minute timeout.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
So
let's keep it. Okay. Yeah, I'm just talking to Nom now. Just want to make sure. All right, yeah, and then it's a trap, whatever. So if it's 4 minutes here or whatever, just to trap that, 4 or 5 minutes.
Started at depending on the time. But for me, 8:01. I'll just say that, and then depending on the time zone, obviously. Just to think, this is the first matchup in Super League, though, KT, right? So it's just nuts.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we get, man. That's the beauty. Listen, all these counter punches and whatnot, man, that's Super League, man. And that's what you want. This is the best of the best fighting it out, right? They're going to try to game the system the best way they can, right? It's the same for everybody. I just told him that, we'll play it out. Once we hit that reshuffle, all bets are off. Because there's only 5 cards left at that rate. Yeah, we got to play it out. Then all bets are off for sure. All right, thank you, man. Yeah, set that stoppage time. I think it's fair, right? We got 5 cards left. Then once you get to a new color, because the card history's gone, then you got to go, right? Then we don't know what goes on. Once it gets to that CH, then
whole new can of worms.
Yeah, can of worms happens, and then we go from there. But no, I'm not gonna enforce it crazy, because if you look at it, really, blue has the most amount of cards used up, because green still has. If this was green, different story. The +2s are still there, but the +2s are gone. We got reverse skips gone. There's only a couple numbers. Red's a little different because there are some more numbers. We hadn't played a 9. We hadn't played a 2. Right here, we've played every single number, except we're just waiting on a couple 8s and 9s. That's not much, right? So that, to me, that's the differences between case by case. I look at that, so okay, blue's pretty juiced. I'm not going to make a call, but that's how I view it. Everyone's different, right? If someone else was calling the game and saying, "Hey, you got to play," so be it, right? That's their discretion, but really, it's up to the ref. But I'm the league owner. I'm good with playing it out. It's Super League. It's the best of the best. You got to figure out the box sometimes. But I will say, so far, if we exclude this one moment, I think both players have figured out a way to understand each other. They found a way to really go punch for punch. Ammo's been good. The control's been good. I sense that both guys know that there is stuff on the line tonight. They both had a little chip on their shoulder in game 1. They got for the field. We've had long games. We haven't had short games tonight, except for that one 5-minute game. It's been pretty medium-sized to long games.
Oh, yeah. It's just how there is to it, though. I mean, mostly been 10-minute games, and then whatnot. Oh, Brad says, can you confirm that Nick is looking at the play on blue?
I mean,
I don't know if you already answered that, but I think you really can. It's just part of the game.
We'll see what we get here. I think we have 5.
Yeah.
Stoppage
like
time.
5-6 minutes.
Yeah,
Stoppage time.
Yeah. Come on. All right, thanks, Nick. Thanks, Brad. Or thanks, no. Yeah, first stoppage time right there. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, that's what you mean? Okay, then, yeah. All right, well, I ask. Yeah, whatever. I'll deal with the consequences. Here, DJ, fill in the air while I ask Nick. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. I mean, yeah, this game, this matchup. I know this game 8 might not rub people the right way with how this has been going, with how the draws have been going, though. But if Brad comes out on top, 3 points just like that. If Nick comes out, with this game, tying game though, a lot of to and fro's, a lot of jabs, a lot of punches thrown at each other, though. Not literally, but you get the point, right? Figuratively speaking. Crazy set of circumstances, to say the least, though. But I know for a lot of you, I hope you guys have had a wonderful, Friday, whether depending on where you live, right? It's different for everybody, but hope you've had your snacks, your popcorn, and whatnot. The right word for it, though. But 7th seed Nick versus a 10th seed Brad, though. It's just been one of those games. You're gonna run it to game 8. Good old classic Uno. A lot of what ifs, though. You're always thinking, man, what could have been if you had maybe a power play or so, but this is different. This is Super League. You have no power play. You're just playing good old school Uno for a reason. And that's what makes it real fun, makes it real different. Some way, shape, or form, right? You can't play your power play defensively, or you can't really play offensively, though, so you have to do your timing just right. You gotta hope maybe some of your opponents draw at the worst moments for them, but the best moments for you, so at their detriment to your advantage, more or less, though. But game 8, though, one of the longer games, though, but obviously with all this stoppage time, though, still at a standstill, at essentially speaking, at pretty much with their hands, right? Nick's still with 28 to Brad's 14, though. Pretty big card advantage for Brad, though. But unless Nick's got a lot of action cards in his disposal here, in his toolkit, this could get spicy for that run to the end. A full send here at game 8. Mostly high card counts, though. We haven't really had anybody hit the single digits, and we won't really tonight. In terms of layman's terms, we will not get anything. We won't have any low card counts from like 9 downwards, even though 9 you can't really say is low card count. But point being, though, some wild plays, though. A lot of defensive plays with color switches, more or less. A lot from Nick, a lot from Brad. Brad's wanting to get some verification on Nick's hand. Perhaps waiting on some answers that I'm not in jurisdiction of that. I merely commentate the game, more or less, though. We'll see. We'll see. Once Brad pulls the trigger, it should be game on once again. Still waiting on KT at the moment, though. Not if you are big NASCAR fans, though. I know I'm a little bit off topic here. Bristol Night Race is on for the Xfinity Series. I know it's probably not related to the Uno game at the moment, but I know I'm a big NASCAR fan, though, so been kind of watching that while this has been in a big delay for the time being, though. But got ourselves a pretty good weekend in the wakes, I would hope, so. Still waiting on KT, though. Card drawback players are not allowed to intentionally draw back to beyond 20 cards in the game. If you're drawing back and reach 20 cards, you'll be required to make a play unless you absolutely have no other option, which in that case, please show proof to a ref. If you break this rule, you'll be subject to an automatic game forfeit. It does not apply to people who are given cards that cause them to go beyond 20 cards from a +2 or a +4. It's really interesting, though, with that, because it's like, again, this is only me just viewing it as is right now, because I haven't really dove into that, so this is going to be a little bit of a rant opinion piece, but yeah, it's like uncharted territory for me personally, though, because like maybe the worst you draw back to is up to like 15. I don't think I've ever seen anybody ever, at least whenever I've commentated or ever watched, right, anybody draw it back that far back in Uno before. I think that's like a first for me, though. It is an honest first for me. I think the real question is when did that, because those +2s happened a while back, though, but then he'd play a card and then continue to draw back. But it was such a long time ago in that log, right?
I got like 7 DMs. Couple things. Monkey, don't worry about it. That's not your job. No, Brad, you can just play. He don't got blue. And yes, I know the rule. That is the rule. But like I said, I like to use card history. I know it's whatever, but I like using CH. That's just me. If he would have went to any other color, different story. But
I think it's something that could be adjusted for like the next tournament.
So you can confirm that Nick never had any blue at any point.
No.
Also, how did he have a blue here? Because there was a point where I switched, then he somehow had a blue there. Like, unless he top decked it on that specific one, which I doubt. Then why was he allowed to do that?
because there's not many blues left, Brad.
Thing is, I've drawn multiple blues. There's like 5 left. There's like 30 cards I haven't seen. It's super unlikely. Can someone else confirm? Nom, can you confirm? Or someone else, just to make sure.
Okay.
Cause like, also, he got away with it, so technically I should have won this game, because he broke the rules. He probably, unless he got it on that one specific one.
I mean, like I said, I know what you're saying. I get it, but how I've always done it is if blue is juice like that, I let him play it out, man. Seriously.
That's not the rules, though. Like, the rule says, if you have more than 20 cards, you can't draw. It doesn't matter about the card history. You can't break the rules. Sorry.
I understand.
Sorry, got that.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
Okay, but you can't do that. You can't just make up rules. That's not how it works.
Okay. All right. Let's settle down. Settle down. I'll take the heat.
I'm gonna wait.
I'll take the heat for this. All right. We got plenty of people here. Listen. I'll take the heat because I said reshuffle. All right. That's on me. I'll take the heat for it. We'll go from there. All right, Brad.
Okay, but next time, don't change the rules and just let him draw when he's not supposed to.
Okay.
So that's what happened.
No, Brad, I'll take the heat. Okay. Are we crystal clear, Brad?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's finish this game. The moment we get to that reshuffle or whatever, then we just play it straight. It's simple as that, man.
Problem is, the game would have played differently if we followed the rules. You can't just say that.
I understand, boy. I understand. Okay?
Okay.
Just calm down.
So, like...
I'm the league owner, Brad, right? Come on now.
Yeah.
And I'll take the heat like a man, right, Brad?
Yeah.
Okay? I don't want you getting mad over this, all right? It's my fault at the end of the day. I'll take responsibility. And if it's a big problem, that's on me 100%. You know what I'm saying? 100% on me. I don't hide from no problems. Are we clear?
Yeah.
I'll take it like a man. Okay?
I'm just going to wait for Nom. I'm waiting for Nom to verify that Nick cannot play blue here.
Okay. Anyway. How much stoppage time?
Short says he could verify. That was I don't know. It was so long.
I don't even know, man.
I apologize for not keeping track though, because
Now I'm keeping track.
okay, I just felt bad. Yeah, I think it's definitely one of those that's just got to be adjusted. Because I mean, I personally don't know because I haven't reached that boundary, personally speaking, right? So, but yeah, let's see.
Yeah, that's fair. That's not well. I know you're you're the ref, man. That's not your fault. That's my fault. I'll take full responsibility on that 100%. I said he can go all the way to the end. That's 100% on me. That's 100% on me. Oh, I'm sorry to the rest now. Well, anyway, no. I got the. Don't worry.
Crazy Friday night. I guess is the right word for it.
Yeah, definitely.
Very crazy.
I mean, I did say it was fine though. I'll take full responsibility. That's on me, 100%.
It's just something you gotta work on that for the next time. Then
Yeah,
gotta relook into the rules again.
I go by card history.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like the case by case. The blue's kind of juiced. I let the players play it out, but if it's on me, it's on me. At the end of the day, I'll take full responsibility. 100%.
Okay.
Well, but you can't just change the rules when you feel like it. That's the problem. You can't just say, "Oh, it's fine."
We've acknowledged the fault here. We've acknowledged the fault. We can't go back and change things now. We can't just hold up the game because someone did something wrong. We can't just sit here on our hands and we can't have an impasse here. This is the last game of the series. Like, we can't be holding this up like this.
I'm just waiting for a third party to confirm something. That's all I want.
Maybe we should cut the stream off and just handle this privately. What do you think, DJ? Yeah, listen, we'll handle this off the table. I'll take full responsibility for tonight. That's 100% on me. I'm not going to deny that. I think for the best of this, let's just cut the stream now, and we'll handle this off the game. We'll let you guys know the results for tomorrow. Stay tuned for tomorrow. We'll have 3 games. Hopefully, we're still waiting on Monkey. Hopefully, he said hopefully. But we'll have tomorrow's games at 1, 4, and 7. For DJ and myself, we'll handle this all. We'll let you guys know the results. I think it's best we just cut the stream and deal with this so I don't got 20 DMs to manage. I'll be back. Thank you guys. Stay tuned.